Okay. So before we begin, I'm wearing my Las Vegas shirt today because we're about to talk about UFOs. Before we go into like the whole topic, if we get cut out at all during this thing, you know it's because we're touching upon the truth too much, bro. All right? Because like, remember I showed you, I put the one thing of Stephen Greer because I'm like, okay, this movie's about Stephen Greer, bro. And then like I tried to post the second one and then I got blocked right away. I'm like, oh, it's happening again. And I was thinking about what you said about like, oh, maybe you're like sourcing videos from like the same network or something like that. Like they're all owned by the same company. No, because I was trying to cut up the hearing, the UAP hearing that they had. I got blocked there. So I'm like, okay, how could it possibly be like that one's like a open source, like from the government. They just didn't want me to highlight specific sections. The ones that went through were like just generic things, but then anytime you talk about whistleblowers, which is so weird, I think there's like a it's either like when you mention like black budget programs or whistleblowers, there's like a trip in the algorithm and it kind of just like blocks you. Or I get like stifled, like throttled. Like this post will do like very little, and then all of a sudden this other one's doing like really well, and you're like, oh, that's kind of weird, but whatever. Like I don't really care about metrics. I just keep putting it out there. But like there is something weird happening digitally. So if we suddenly get like weird cuts, it's like, okay, they're listening and they're on to us or something like that, bro. Even though
Hmm.
you might think it's like kind of ridiculous. I don't know. What do you think? You think that's real? I mean, like my first hand account, you think my first hand accounts are like, nah, bro.
Which one? The with the blocking?
The blocking. Yeah, the blocking.
Yeah, no, I think that as you said, could be the whistleblower, the words, specific words that they don't want to, because they're still an ad platform, so they're looking at ad revenue and what would work, what doesn't work, so they go
Yeah,
based on that.
because remember it like I first noticed it during COVID when I was like making that Dragon Ball. I keep bringing this up because it was like that was the first time I was like, that's weird. I like put the COVID quote on a Dragon Ball Z thing and it blocked me. I'm like, what? Like it's a Dragon Ball Z
Yeah,
video.
and it could be like also like after like one infraction, it's like someone that you look at potentially doing more infractions. You know what I mean? Like
True, true. Yeah, no, no, no.
like it
That's
could
so real.
just the algorithm could just already think that about you. It's not a person
Yes. No, no,
necessarily,
no.
right? Yeah.
No, no, that's real, bro. That's so real. Because like I have like I think it's like 11,000 posts on that thing, but like they're all like weird, make you think kind of posts. So like I'll sometimes get dinged for an old post, which is weird too. You're just like, oh, maybe you're right. Like the algorithm is like more sensitive in
Hmm.
my case. But what's weird is remember I had to get like meta verified, and then I was like calling the reason why I got meta verified is because you can call somebody and like literally talk to them. So I was telling them like I'm being blocked, and then she was like trying to help me, and she's like, yeah, I don't know why you're being blocked. That's weird. And then she was like trying to help me, and she's like, I've never seen this before. And I was like, bro, I know it's weird, right? And she was like, yeah, that is a little weird, you know. So like, there's something definitely going on, and I think there's like levels to
I
this,
think to
like.
I think to even
Mhm.
them, I don't know if even like who they are that was working for Meta and like what level of security or understanding of what's going on or how these things
That's what
work.
I'm
I
saying.
don't think that they know that.
Yeah,
They're
like it's
just
a call center,
yeah. So
but
there's
like
limitations to
still,
that.
it's like,
Yeah,
no,
yeah.
no, for sure. But it's like there's something going on, bro. Like it's not. I'm not being crazy here.
Hmm.
It's like there's definitely censorship online, which is weird. But it totally makes sense. I mean, it's your platform. Do whatever you want. Like I'm along for the ride. That's why I don't care if I get blocked. I'm like, whatever. Like, I get it. We're playing this game, and that's why I had to make multiple accounts because like if one goes down, it's like, oh, at least I can use this one. You know. But anyways, all right. So, um, let's take it like so is this whole thing's gonna be about disclosure day, and what do you think about like we'll take it from a movie perspective first, and then we'll break it down. So, as a movie, what did you think?
It's an okay movie, like a
Okay,
good movie, but
interesting
like
you say that.
I think that overall it's just I mean I still give it an 8 as a
Oh,
rating.
an eight. Wow, that's pretty good.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll give it an eight. I'll give it like a. I mean, I watched it twice. And I wasn't bored, but maybe that's because I was watching it from like I know what you're talking about angle, and I'm like trying to see what like Easter
Hmm.
eggs he's putting in it. So like that's why I didn't get bored. I'd give it like 8.5 to 9, maybe 8.5. It's not like Minority Report, which is like he made Minority Report, right?
I don't know. I don't
I
remember.
feel like he did. I feel like he did. Anyways,
Possible.
so
Oh, maybe he
yeah, check
did.
that
Yeah, let me just quickly check that. Yeah.
because he always makes these like really good movies. Like Tara's like, who's Steven Spielberg? And I'm like, I'm
Yeah,
pretty
he
sure
did.
Minority
He
Report.
did.
Yeah, you did. Okay, cool. Yeah, all right, cool. That wasn't disinformation. Because like I was telling Tara, I was like, yeah, like Minority Report, and she's like, I love that movie. I'm like, yeah, you'll. It's like along the lines, which is interesting because she hates movies. Like the reason why she hates movies because she can predict them. Like I think it's like pattern recognition for like being a when you're like to
Oh
be a
yeah, yeah.
doctor you have to like pattern recognize, right? So like it's so uncanny how before the movie ends she'll call it and I'm like, oh my god, damn. And then she's like, it's boring, I know how it's gonna end. And then she'll say, like, I'll have watched it already, I'm trying to watch it with her, and then she'll say, I'm like, all right, turn it off, it's, yeah, you
No,
called
it,
it,
it
you know.
happens. It happens in this household as well.
Oh, okay, yeah. You're just like, I can't watch this because it's like, you know what I mean?
Yeah,
And you're just like, all right, whatever. But like, you have to suspend that, bro. Like, don't think ahead.
yeah.
Just like let it go on the ride, bro. You know, like, anyways. But this one she couldn't call, so she's like, oh, this is really good. Like, and then
Mm.
like the pacing and all that. So, yeah, I think that's a justified thing. The reason why I asked you is because I saw it was like 6 point something on IMDb, and I'm like, bro, what? Six? I think it was like 6.5.
I think as a movie, I don't know. Six is kind of low, but yeah.
Yeah, it's too low, bro. But maybe it's like an anti UFO like campaign. You know, they're saying things negative so that people don't want to watch the movie because they don't want it to get out. And this is so real, bro. I'm
No,
telling
but
you, it's like,
he's
yeah.
like, how did, like, the Close Encounters do, like, his older movies?
It was a
Uh,
different time though. It was a different time. It
no,
was a
that's
different time.
why.
We
No,
didn't
no,
have like
no,
IMDb movies. Yeah.
no. I know. What I'm saying is, like, if those movies did well, I think if it's going bad, it could be for different reasons. But a lot of critics like the movie, so
Okay. Okay. Cool. Cool. All right. Well, that's good to know. But it just the IMDb score like threw me off. I was like, that's really low. But
I think
whatever.
on Rotten
I assume it's
Tomatoes, because I look at Rotten Tomatoes because I can see both critics. Critics is around 80,
oh,
and
okay.
audience was 7.4.
Okay, okay. So, okay, totally. That makes sense. 7.4 is not that bad. I mean, six is like two.
Yeah.
I mean, I could see why you would think that. Okay, but that actually has nothing to do with this because
Yeah.
I don't even think this is considered a movie. When I was watching it, I'm like, this is like a mockumentary, or what do you call those where it's like a dramatization of what's happening?
Like a biopic kind of sort of thing, but not.
Kind of, like when we're watching one of those where it's like it's trying to tell you what happened,
Yeah.
but like in an entertaining way.
Sure. Yeah.
Because I'm telling you, everything in this thing is sourced from something else, and it's like it. It's not like, oh, he did his homework. Well, obviously he did, but it's
Yeah.
like
There's like
you are tapped in, bro.
Yeah. It's like certain characters represent some people in real world, right?
Yeah, like the whistleblower thing, like that you're watching, that's real, bro. Like if you listen to any Jeremy Corbell stuff, he helps them through that. Like he helps them, like people are like being it's called wet works. Like they take them out, you know, like
Hmm.
killed. And then like Jeremy Corbell really helps people through that. So I was like, okay, this is a real piece of it. Like they're really being chased down by this like shadow government. Even the things that they're wearing is like the black baseball caps and like the army fatigues, but they're not no insignias. That's like been reported. Like when they come upon these crafts, like Michael Herrera, he's like, we came upon this craft and there's all these militia people, and we're like, oh, there's no insignia, there's no like country that you're from, but they had American accents and they were wearing like black baseball caps and like they were trained. He's like, no, they're militia, bro. We like you have an operating system, They're like they flanked us and they had like a whole procedure. They had scanners and like whatever,
Hmm.
Like this stuff really does happen, okay? And I think that we're looking at it like most people are looking at it like a movie, and to me, I'm like, oh, this is like it's a doorway to more. It's like the Oppenheimer movie. Remember Oppenheimer? And I'm like, why is Christopher Nolan talking about this? And then like I it like led me into JFK because like, why did you say JFK? And then I got into JFK, and then I'm like, oh wait, JFK is related to UFOs. And then like it's just like it's like a door, Like you can take it
Sure.
from like face value, and then later people are like, oh, that was real. It's like The Matrix. It's like it was an allegory for our life. But people are like, oh, it's a really cool movie, tech movie. And it's like if you see it for what it is, it's like it's deeper than like what
Hmm. Hmm.
like just like the cinematics of it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Yeah.
So I don't think that like, we can like classify it as a movie. What do you think about that perspective?
Yeah, I still think you can classify it as a movie, but I think that it makes you want to think and look more into the real stuff that's going on.
For sure, for sure. But like for me, I'm like the reason why it was called Disclosure Day and the reason why everyone in the UFO community was waiting for it is like we're like, what is he gonna say? And then when I watched it, I'm like, oh, he's literally telling you what they can't tell you.
Hmm.
Like all of that was real. And he in his interview, he's like, wouldn't it be crazy if you found out this is all real? It's like, bro, it is real though. And he even said that he's like, it is real though. It's like I watched him interviews after because I came home and you sent me that thing. And I was like, oh, let me see what he's been saying. And he's like, it's weird because he said this. He's like, it's weird because I made a fiction movie that's not fiction. So it's confusing to me to like, how do I tell this story in like a fiction way, but it's like actually a nonfiction thing. And I'm like, exactly, bro.
Hmm.
You know? So, okay. Are there any things in the movie or like in the UFO space before we like start breaking down different parts of it that I think is super interesting, that you are left being like, nah,
What do you mean by nah? I don't know.
nah, like remember when the hearings were coming out and I was like, bro, I'm telling you, like listen to all these whistleblowers, bro. Like, and you're like, nah, I don't know. I don't know. You know? I'm like, are you like, nah,
No,
I don't
no,
know if it's real.
no. I think I was
It was a
thinking.
journey to get you here. That's all I'm like, bro.
No, no,
Are
no.
you still on the yeah.
I was thinking by the end of the movie was saying what I've been always was saying. Just show me the alien. That's what I've been saying from before. Like to
Okay,
really
okay, okay.
believe it is just show me the
Yes.
alien.
Totally, 100%, 100%. I realized the second time because like your brother and my sister we were driving home and they asked me like, so what do you think? What would you discover the second time, right? And I saw an interview where I was telling them what I discovered, and like I saw an interview where Steven Spielberg said it's meant to be watched twice, and I was like, oh, that's funny that you said that because he's like you have to unpack it, okay? And when I watched it the first time, I watched from your perspective, which is show me the alien, bro. I was looking at the alien. Okay.
Hmm.
When you watch it the second time, I'm like, oh, you're talking about the truth, which is remote viewing, bro. The whole thing is about our psychic abilities. And I think I just sent it to you like right before this podcast, but I saw like one of this, I follow one of the government, he used to work for the government as a psionic asset, like literally bring these crafts and then we'd shoot them down. Like he was a part of that program, and I follow a few of them. And what he was saying is the thing that people missed is it's not about UFOs, and he thinks that that's why the rating was so low because they were expecting like oh battles and like shoot 'em up scenes, like oh the aliens are the bad guys, whatever. But he's like no, it's psychic spies. If you watch the movie again, it's actually more about psychic spies than it is about UFOs.
Hmm.
What do you think? Now that you have that, because you've seen the movie and you're like, oh, like, can you like see where that's coming from? Like, think about all the characters. It's all like psychic based.
Uh, yeah. There was nothing to
The
do
main bad
with.
guy,
There's nothing to do with crafts. Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
You're like, wait, what? Until the very end where they showed you the body.
Yeah. And there wasn't really a focus on. I mean, yeah. I guess it was near the end only when they showed those videos of certain crafts, but
Exactly.
it was more about the body.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Right? And that's what I was waiting for too. I'm like, what are you going to say about the UFOs? Like the aliens. And then it's a very small part of the whole movie. That's why you have to watch it again because you're like, okay, UFOs are real. Whatever. Get that out of the way. What is this movie actually about? And it's like, oh, the whole movie is about psychic abilities. And that I think is the
Well,
real
that's what
crux of
I.
the okay.
Well, again, yeah. I'm in. It depends on what you mean by psychic abilities. If you're using tools to make certain things happen,
No, no. Okay, okay. Yeah, keep going, keep going.
which I can agree with that, but I don't think you can do with those things without a tool.
No, no. Okay, okay, okay. Totally. So when he, so the video I sent you, and remember I was like, oh, I don't understand why they had that tool, the holding thing. Okay, and I was like, I guess they needed a reason for you to understand remote viewing. Okay. But he
Hmm.
was saying in that video that I sent over, it's like, no, it's metamaterials. And metamaterials are like recovered pieces of the craft. Okay. And what he's saying is that you can use metamaterials to enhance your psychic ability. So that's why they had to keep like holding the thing and like do all that stuff. It's not, okay. One thing that if you really go deep into it, and I keep saying this, like the real crux of the UFO thing is like you find out you're psychic. If you told us that it's like, oh yeah, there's like aliens out there, cool. Oh, there's crafts, like we're not the top of the food chain, cool, right? Like just think about it, right? Like you're like, yeah, okay, cool. Like there wouldn't be anything that breaks your mind,
Sure.
and that's why people are like, why don't you just tell us already?
Hmm.
Unless you think like ontological shock, because that's why
No, I don't
Steven,
believe that at all.
yeah, right. Steven Spielberg put in the movie. He's like, no, nobody's gonna freak out if you tell us about like aliens from another planet. Like the nun, remember? She's like, yeah, just no, we're all God's children, type of thing, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so it's been coming out more and more, like through the UFO stuff. What you really figure out is like, or what if I told you that we are genetically enhanced? You'd be like, oh, okay, cool. That's just we're gonna put that a part of science. Like, turns out we are, and that's why you're missing the chromosome, right?
Well, I don't
Or
know if
no,
that
you
is.
don't think so?
Oh, I don't know if they say that we're missing a chromosome.
No, no, like it's like they're okay. Like the missing link.
Yeah, but I don't think that there's. I don't know what it is like. What does that mean? Missing link.
Right. I'm not talking about the exact science of it. I'm saying like let's just say they told you that that was true. Just like the let's just say they
Who
told you
who
like
who is
aliens
saying
exist.
that? You're talking about
Scientists
scientists
like
say that.
let's say the UFO stuff comes out and they say like, hey, it turns out we were like genetically engineered.
Okay.
I'm not saying believe this. I'm saying if this came out, would you freak out?
No, because
Exactly.
yeah,
No. Well, but why? Why no?
because nothing's happened since. Like, what do you
Because
mean? Nothing's happened. Like,
you're like okay, this one's been
this doesn't change
genetically
anything.
engineered. You know, right? You're like I'm still gonna go to work. Like I don't get it. You know what I'm saying?
Sure.
They wouldn't make it would, so I'm just going through all the things that like the rationale about why they want to keep it secret. Like, oh, we can't handle that there are extraterrestrials. No, we can. We definitely can. Oh, they're crafts. Okay, we can. You're not at the top of the food chain. Okay, we can. Oh, you're genetically engineered. Okay, we can. The one thing that we can't get over is psychic abilities. Why? Because that changes everything. Because Hal Puthoff, he was on Diary of a CEO, and he was explaining how he was a part of the remote viewing program. I think he like was one of the founders of it or something, or like the CIA brought him in to create it. And what's his name? Stephen Bartlett, the main guy of Diary of a CEO. He's like, well, if you guys are psychic, why can't you just like make yourselves rich? And he's like, yeah, we did that. And I'm like, wait, what? I've never heard this story before. So the CIA, in order to fund this program, they said you have to predict futures. So futures is like stock market, like rise and fall of like a price, right? So he's like, yeah, we just got a group of us. We bet on the futures of silver, and everybody made lots of money. And then he's like, and then Stephen Barr was like, do you get to keep the money? He's like, yeah, it's a part of our like clause or something. Like if you can like make it, you get a portion, you can keep a portion of that money. But then like what I think that nobody's really hearing is like, so what does that mean, bro? Because the stock market is the thing we all put our money into. If you can predict the future, um, so it's an unfair advantage.
Hmm.
Why would I put my money in the stock market?
Yeah.
Right, right.
Right.
And then Stephen Bartlett was like, "Are they still rich?" And he's like, "Oh no, we just like lost confidence." He's like, "Why don't they just keep doing it?" He's like, "I think some of them did do that." He's like, "But I like didn't really keep up with them, but like yeah, they're like wealthy now." And it's like, did nobody hear that part in the thing? Like that's like the crux of the whole thing. Like, wait, you could predict a future and you proved it through the stock market.
Hmm.
So what do you think about that?
Yeah, that's an interesting thing. I don't know how you prove that that's real.
Stock market? What?
No. How do you prove that what he said is true?
Because he was a part of the program. He's like, this is what the CIA made us do in order to fund the program,
What
and
I'm
they
no
funded it year after
no no
year
no no. They don't understand what I'm saying. I'm saying, how do you know that what he said is true?
because he was a part of the program.
Now, yeah, I get like I
No,
know.
no, no, I know what you're saying.
It's
You're
just
like, oh,
saying
why
what he's
how do you
saying.
know he's not lying? That's crazy. No, no, no. Okay, okay. Exactly. And this is the disconnect that everyone has. And that's why I'm like, I was waiting for you to say this because I'm like, this is the exact disconnect everyone has. And this is the disbelief. It's like you don't trust the experts because you ontologically don't want to accept that to be true. So if, wait, no, hold on,
Okay.
wait,
Okay.
follow me. If a scientist, how do you know that the people that we're talking to, not we're talking to, the First Principles podcast people, they're talking about like science, right? They're like, oh yeah, it seems like they're very close to like figuring out cancer through genomes and AI stuff, right? Okay, how do you know that's true?
How do I know what they're talking about is true?
Yeah, how do you know they're trying is true?
Well, you can read the studies of different people doing different studies and getting the
For sure,
same,
yes,
same result, right?
totally, and that's why we're like, just release the freaking information, bro. There's all these years, like, help
That's
off.
what
He
I'm
said
saying.
it,
Yeah, that's my point, right? Like I can't
right?
just say believe. Like even if a scientist did say something different about the, let's say even the evolution thing is all different, is wrong, Well, then you have
So
to. Other people would be rebuttaling that, or like giving more evidence. Is like, no, these studies
yeah,
prove what he's saying is right. So like,
right,
how
right,
do you
no,
prove this psychic thing is real? So then it's not as one person mentioning these things, right? Now, how do you show that that's actually a real thing? That's what I'm
okay,
saying.
okay, yeah, okay. How many people do you believe right away? You do. You can't say that you don't. Like if like Elon Musk says something, I'm like, oh, that's probably true. Oh yeah, things that is probably true. I'm saying you because of
Yeah, yeah, you
under
can
what you're
have
saying,
belief in somebody, but doesn't mean that I like it. How do I know if something is actually true?
but okay, but we use our belief in other people as a metric for our decision making. If
Hmm.
if the doctor says, "Hey, bro, cigarettes cause cancer," there's a high likelihood I'm not going to smoke cigarettes. Are you going to read all the research data
No.
in relation? Exactly, that's what I'm saying. You're just going to believe the trusted expert,
Yeah.
but you don't even know if he's correct. Because remember, I told you, like, I went to the doctor and I was like, "Hey, I have high blood pressure. I think it's related to CPAP, like sleep apnea, right?" Because Tara's like, "There's a high correlation between sleep apnea and high blood pressure." And then the doctor was like, "No, it's not related. You're too stressed. Don't worry." And I was like, "No, I really want to get the CPAP machine." He's like, "Oh, it'll do nothing." And then I got it, and my blood pressure went straight down.
Hmm.
See what I mean? It's like that's exactly what you're saying. It's like I'm just listening to the person I trust. And for me, I'm like, dude, you said you were part of the program. Everyone, it's not just like Hal Puthoff isn't just like some random guy. Everyone that's whistleblowing is like, yeah, Hal Puthoff's the guy, bro. And they're like, okay, so if you're all saying he's the guy,
Hmm.
then there's a high likelihood you know what you're talking about.
Right.
See what I mean? But you see, but that's the bias that I'm like,
I don't
that's
feel
the
like
one.
it's a. But
Yeah,
I'm not saying it's a bias because everything
it
I've
is a bias.
seen.
What?
No, no, everything I've seen prior to this sort of stuff, like with psychics or anything, has been
But you
disproven, right?
haven't though. No, 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 no. But you haven't. But you
No, no,
haven't.
no. I'm talking about like James
Okay.
Randall, like all these
Oh,
people.
James Ramsey. You mean?
No, no, I think Randall or James Randy, maybe the guy that was a
Oh, the
magician
Amazing Randy. Yeah, no, no, you're talking about. Yeah, yeah.
that like
Right.
put up that money and like prove your psychic abilities, and they couldn't do it.
Yes. Right.
So
Okay.
like
So
if I'm
you.
I'm going based on that evidence, right?
Right. Right. How far have you looked into the UFO thing
What do you mean?
in relation to like no no how many like how outside of me, how far have you looked into this
No,
thing?
I don't look. I've never looked at it.
Exactly. So it's like you're like, hey, bro, I just saw this guy thing. It's like going to the doctor. I'm like, hey, doctor, should I get a CPAP machine? And I'm like, he's like, no. And then I'm like, okay, I'm gonna look at all these people that are telling me that, hey, this could work, like Tara, and then she has all this research from other people. So I'm like, let me dive into the research. And then I'm like, okay, it seems like there's a very strong correlation between this thing. I'm going to go do it. So what you're saying is like going to the doctor only. And I'm like, yeah, but I like looked into this thing. So it's not like I'm saying this as like, yeah, I just watched a couple documentaries. No, dude, I read like books. I watched like interviews that are connected, independent interviews that are all saying the exact same thing. And that's how I know it's real. I'm like, these people don't like these people. Like nobody likes Stephen Greer. Nobody likes like Lou Elizondo. Or people like Lou Elizondo. Nobody likes Stephen Greer. But you guys are saying the same thing. But I'm listening to both of you guys. And I'm like, that's how I know the points of intersection are the ones that are real.
Hmm.
See what I mean? It's like if I only listen to Lou Elizondo, just like your James Ramsey thing, it's like, yeah, okay, I'm only gonna think this thing. But I'm like, okay, why is nobody like Stephen Greer? What is Stephen Greer saying? I listened to his interview, I'm like, that sounds pretty logical, bro.
Right.
You know? And then I'm like looking at other people like Hal Puthoff and like Jacques Vallée and like Skywatcher and all these different people, and they're all like, I'm not taking just their word. I'm like, these are all points of intersection, and that point of intersection must be true because you guys hate each other and you're saying the exact same thing.
Right. Hmm.
You see what I mean?
Yeah.
So are you following my train of thought there?
Yeah. Yeah. Sure.
And but that's why I'm like, when you're like, oh, no psychics, I'm like, bro, I'm telling you, there's like deep research into this thing. You just haven't looked far enough into it. It's like you're only looking at like the mainstream thing because you're like, yeah, one person said like this, right? But it's like, but then all these other scientists and like all these other
No, no,
researchers and
no.
all
I'm
these,
saying like,
yeah,
yeah, no, I don't. That's what I'm saying. Like, I haven't seen anything because
because you haven't
seen
looked into
all
it though.
that. I've seen all
No, but
that
you
where
haven't looked
different
into it.
people showed up with their different abilities, and they stuck it with like science to see if this is true. and it hasn't come true, right?
And who's the one
What
person? But it's one person, right?
one person? What?
Like you're the thing you're saying right
No,
now.
no,
Just
no,
like
no.
they
He's
showed
just
up.
the person that put up the money to like. If you can prove it, I'll give you the $1 million.
So how many other debunkers have you looked at?
Well, who's doing it? No, all the ones that were after his team or after his thing, right? Like the ones that were,
Right. No, totally, totally. Like
yeah.
Lou Elizondo camp. Lou Elizondo truly hates Stephen Greer. Lou Elizondo's like Stephen Greer is a spy for Israel. And you're like, bro, what are you saying, bro?
Hmm.
Remember all that stuff that came out with like Stephen Greer? He's like, oh, he's like a secret or a Russian asset, not Israel. Sorry, he's like a Russian asset or something. You told me that.
Oh,
You're like, oh, I started to see all this stuff about Stephen Greer. I was like, oh, that's like a. I thought it too. I'm like, what? And then like it came out that that was like a disinfo campaign to try and like ruin Stephen Greer's name. And it's like, so the James Randi thing is like if you only listen to Lou Elizondo's camp. So you're like, oh, I listened to people that like came after James Randi under James Ramsey's camp, right? So there's all these people connected to Lou Elizondo, and that would be about like me only listening to Lou Elizondo and his camp,
yeah, yeah, yeah.
right? You know what I mean? And you're like, oh, but you never looked at the other side.
No, I'm just saying they came there to the different people came there to prove their psychic ability. So they
Totally,
explain what
totally.
their
But
psychic ability is. Like okay, fine, we'll believe you. Now, like let's see if, like, based on these parameters,
right.
do you agree upon these science parameters to kind of figure out if it's real or not? And we can run the test.
Okay. So what you're saying is like the public facing view. Okay. So like any random come to me and I'm just going to prove this thing. I'm gonna give you $1 million. Okay. So why would government agents be like, hey, I'm gonna make $1 million if they're working for a program that relies on psychic spies?
Yeah,
Like,
so
like truly though, like what if so like this whole thing came about because the Americans found out the Russians were using psychic assets to like in like their wartime efforts. So it was during the Cold War, and then America was like, bro, we should probably invest in psychics. So that's when they start gathering people up and they start building this team. That's like Operation Stargate. So why would that team of people funded by the government go on the James Randi show?
why so nobody else has psychic abilities? And that's what I'm
No,
trying
no,
to say.
they do. But what I'm saying is the people that they contracted are the people that have high probability, likelihood of the call. So it's like um, their psychic abilities are actually measured in a way that's like we can get outputs out of this. We can like it's true. Like we can get actionable intelligence. Okay, so they only gathered those actionable intelligence people. So
Okay.
why would those people
So
that are
let's just
doing like
say let's
okay,
just say like, okay, 5 people that have like just serious level
yeah,
of,
it's not a lot. It's not a lot of people. It's probably like I don't know 20. I think they're talking about.
okay, that they could hire, right, for their
Sure,
team
yeah,
or whatever. But there's going to
yeah,
be
yeah.
more people out there in the public that have it, right?
But not to the ability because they actually created the protocol. It's not just your psychic; they created the program, the protocol. That's what Halpodov worked on.
So what does that
The
mean by,
collection,
yeah?
the protocol, like what you do. Like that's why I want to go to oh, damn, I forgot the name. Monroe Institute. So the person that was like the top CIA spy, psychic spy for the CIA, Joe McMonagle, and this other guy, I forgot his name. They created a school, right? And you can go to that school, and that's where Chris Ramsey went. You know the magician.
Yeah.
I didn't even know he was a magician, bro. I knew him from the UFO stuff. So he went initially to debunk it because his whole shtick was like, I'm gonna do. He wanted to be James Ramsey. He was like debunking all of these magicians or something. Allegedly, I haven't looked at his stuff, but he's like, yeah, they all hate me. The magicians hate me because like my YouTube channel is just like showing all the magic tricks, right? And he went to the Monroe Institute because like this isn't real. Like psychics aren't real. And he had his own psychic experience and his out of body experience where he's like, wait, there's more here. And that's when he started studying UFOs because he realized the connection between psychicness and UFOs. We'll get into that after, but like that's what converted him. And this dude's a magician, bro. He's a debunking magician. I went to his live show like Thursday. A lot of weirdos, bro. Me and my sister went. We're like, yo, there's a lot of
Is it the one you were
weirdo
asking me
people
to
here.
come to?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's what I thought it
A
was
lot of
going to be,
weirdos.
anyways.
Weirdos. No, it was no. His thing was good. His thing was good, but I was just like it was a mix of like normal people and weirdos. You know, there's one guy like during the Q&A session, this guy like rattled off like, "What do you think about flight two?" And they're like, "Dude, we didn't do as much research as you. We don't really know." Like the way they answered, like Chris answered it was just like that was beautifully done because he was going off, bro. You know.
Mm.
But anyways, so like this guy was also like a James Randi debunker, and then he had his experience, and he's just like, "This is real." So like, let me look into this more. But you see what I'm saying? It's like, why would you take like the top people and like go on the James Randi show? It makes no sense. It's like you're giving away your secret. So like when you say James Randi, I'm like, yeah, that's like the surface, like face, like the front facing side of like the psychic phenomenon, you know? But like, what about the what about the black world side? Because you're not supposed to know about this program. The reason why Hal Puthoff is coming out is because like they're trying to like whistleblow on the whole program.
Hmm.
Okay, what do you think? Is any other argument? You're like,
No,
because if it's just the James Randi thing, I'm like, come on, bro. Like that's one side. I'm talking about the black side. You're talking about the front facing side. You're like, oh well, publicly this. I'm like, yeah, but privately this, bro. Like,
yeah, no, no,
I'm looking at the
no.
private side.
Exactly. What I'm saying is, I just need the evidence. You can say all those things, but how do I? Like again, as you said, like just show us the alien. Like just show us the abilities, right? That's
Right,
what I'm
right.
saying. Yeah.
Totally. And I think now is when you brought that up, like the show us the alien. I don't even care about that anymore, bro. I know the real, like, yeah, like show us the body so we can confirm it, but like really tell me about the psychic thing, because like that. So okay, this is where we get into the whole like the primary focus of the movie about like psychic abilities. So the reason why, so Bob Lazar worked on these crafts and he's been inside, and there's like so many accounts of like other people who like worked on the program. James Lukatsky, I believe his name is. He's like he was the head of the program. He released a bunch of books. I haven't read them yet, but he like walked inside the crafts because he's a part of this program. Like this was his program, okay. And then he came out and like he's censored on a few things, but not on other things. So he can like put out some memoirs. And what he was saying is it's nothing. There's nothing inside the crafts. Okay, it's just like empty. Bob Lazar said the same thing. He's like, "Where's the control panel?"
Hmm.
You know, all he saw was seats, right? And the reason why it can't comes out later is because it's all consciousness based. It's all just like mental interfaces,
Hmm.
and that's why like in the movie like everything was like mental.
Hmm.
You like remember he like dove on the girl, all that stuff. Like dove, like he like possessed her, if you want to call it that.
Which scene was that?
Remember the CIA guy? He like dove, quote unquote,
Oh,
on the girl, and then she became evil.
yeah. The possession thing. Yeah.
The possession, yeah. But like, this is the craziest part about it. As you look
Just
more
I
into it,
wouldn't
it's
say
like,
CIA. It's just the private company
for
person.
private company. Yeah, you're right. The private contractor dove on the girl. Okay,
Yeah.
and that is that they get into that as well, and it's just like we might be confusing all of this religious stuff for those things. Because
Hmm.
remember, she was like holding the cross, and she like thought he was the devil or something, you know, the way she was acting. But it's like, oh no, it's a person, like psychically affecting another person, and she
Yeah.
thinks she's being possessed by a demon,
Yeah.
right? And like that is also the truth behind UFOs. Like Jesus might
I
have,
think that's
yeah.
that's why it was a good movie or a good like all these kinds of stories that Steven Spielberg kind of like put up all these different kinds of supernatural things, but made it make sense in this world.
Okay, you know what's crazy about that? That's not even still Steven Spielberg. If you really look into UFOs, it turns out that all religion allegedly, we haven't gotten there yet. This is why I'm like I want to look deeper into this path. But all the world religions are based off of UFOs, bro. Channeling. So there's this thing called Bashar. He's like a famous channeler, and he channels like an alien through his body and like speaks. He was on this really famous podcast, Mayim Bielik's podcast, or something. Blossom. I don't know if you remember that show as a kid.
Blossom.
Blossom. It's like a really old. Remember Roseanne?
Yeah.
Yeah, it was along those lines. Like it was during that era. She was like the kid. Anyways, so she became like a PhD neuroscientist, and she had him on Bashar. And then there's another channeler that he had, the Nine, and like he
Hmm.
channels one of the nine. And basically, what they do is what that is there's an alien race that lives somewhere and they channel themselves through people here, and they're all on the side of like not making ourselves blow up. And it was the thing in the movie too where it's like we lost our sense of empathy. And that's the one thing that's like vital towards conscious evolution. We need to understand that you and I are both people,
Yeah.
right? And that's why we're heading towards the world. I don't know if you caught this from the movie, but the movie was set during the brink of World War III. It was a North
It's kind of
Korean.
I can see that was going on in the background. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, but they didn't want to like go on that. But that's kind of like it's like the stage of what's happening right now. We're like, oh, are we about to enter into like another world war type of thing? And the 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 thing that the channelers do is or like the aliens that are connected to the channelers is they want to like help us out of this. They're like,
Yeah.
don't blow yourselves up, bro. Like this is like there's a path forward type of thing.
Hmm.
Okay. So
It's interesting the relation
yeah.
with the three body problem.
Oh,
But
really? Why?
no, the channeler
Pe-
with the
People
space
say that
or
that's a
the
big
alien.
thing.
Yeah.
Okay, tell me about the three body problem because I haven't seen it. I saw the show, but I was like
Well, they kind
I
of
wasn't like
yeah. I can't remember now. It's been a few years. I'm waiting for the new season, but it's about that. It was in aliens that are coming, but then they're channeling with the people, or some
yeah.
people, or scientists, so that they can go in a direction that they don't create this thing that we can kill the aliens with.
Oh, that's interesting. Ooh. Okay,
So it's trying
so
to,
that's
and there's two camps
yeah.
there too. One that doesn't, I believe that doesn't trust the aliens. I think, or one that believes that these are aliens are coming or like
Gods.
good stuff. Yeah, yeah, yeah. But there was, I think, other parts of science, nothing to do with aliens, just certain things that they're finding out or whatever the research that they're working on. The future products of that could be like some weapon. So
Ooh.
the aliens were channeling into some of those scientists and basically uh, either ending them so that they don't continue in this direction to create this weapon that could kill them.
Okay, interesting. Okay, interesting. I haven't really delved into that, but allegedly, three body problem also holds a lot of secrets. And I'm
Hmm.
like, that's interesting that you say that
It's
because
a
like
Chinese
that
book.
makes a lot of sense. Yeah, 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 yeah.
Yeah.
Because you know why? Because the Russians, the Chinese, and the Americans have the top performing um, UFO programs.
Hmm.
Like, yeah, it happened during like the Cold War, and then like the Russians have something, the Americans have something, and the Chinese have something, but they can't let out what they know because they don't want to lose their military advantage.
Sure.
So, but the problem is, it's like we're on this brink of like total destruction, and the aliens, the NHI, we'll call them NHI, non-human intelligence, because like we don't know if they're aliens. Maybe they're spirit beings. Who knows? Like maybe they're like not actually from, you know what I mean? Like we don't
Hmm.
know what this thing is. So the NHI is like trying to walk us back from the cliff, and that's their whole purpose. And like that's what Steven Spielberg was showing in that movie, right? Like Hugo, like his whole team,
Yeah.
they're trying to like disclose it, and they're like, don't be afraid of what you don't know. Remember, like they wanted to get it out there, but like
And if you
that's
just
yeah,
want to go back to that scene too, even when in that part where there was like, who are all the missing scientists or missing basically employees, right?
yeah, yeah.
Like if I relate that to the current line of the story of missing
Oh,
scientists,
true, true. That's true
are they
though.
Hugo's people? Yeah.
Yeah, we don't know, bro. There is literally a battle going on, and we are at the crossroads of like total annihilation or coming out the other end on like the positive side.
Hmm.
And this is what everyone is waiting for, even Stephen Greer. Well, the person that I was listening to the most about like what Disclosure Day the movie could mean is Stephen Greer was like it depends on how Spielberg paints it. So he's like we 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 built a 70-year campaign about aliens being bad. Think about Independence Day, Men in
I
Black,
want to add something to that.
War of the
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, go ahead. Go ahead.
With the aliens being bad, I think that there was a very interesting scene where the reason that this person started to change his mind based on that video, which was we always feared, or this story of this fear of being abducted and they're probing us. But then in that video that changed that person's mind to wanting to help aliens was us doing that to the alien.
Thank you. That was the scene we were all waiting for. Oh no, I was waiting for because I was listening to Stephen Greer talk about it, and what Stephen Greer said is this movie could either support or like walk back that 70-year campaign, and it walked it back. That's why I was like, oh, this movie's Stephen Greer, bro, because that's what he was saying. Stephen Greer's like, it's us. The aliens aren't the problem, bro. It's us who are downing them with our psychic spies. Like, literally, this is a true program, and like he came out with it. That's what Skywatcher was, Jake Barber, and that's why I followed the psionic assets on social media, because they worked for the government in order to call in a craft, and then the government would shoot it down with an EMP weapon, and then like harvest the craft. Okay, so like Stephen Greer's like, either you're going to like paint them as villains or you're gonna like paint us as the villains. And I'm so happy that Spielberg painted us as the villains because that is really what is going on. It's like,
Well, he did both actually. He didn't paint
oh,
us
why?
necessarily as the villains because the only reason that
How are the
this
aliens villains though?
no. I'm not saying that. No. I didn't say that he painted only us. Like he didn't paint us as necessarily the villains. There are two sides to that story because it was us that pushed for Disclosure Day, right? It was the people, that group saw.
Oh no no yeah no no you're right. I know what you're saying. I know what you're saying. It's not us who are the villains, but us collectively. Like think about how the world's managed. Like the
Hmm.
fact that this program is secret and nobody's like the presidents aren't read in on the presidents are literally not read in on this program. There's like a black budget, and you know what? That's what blocked me. That was the post that was going out. Stephen Greer like talks about the black budget program. I was like, oh, this is a perfect post. So I cut it up and I like was trying to post it, and that's what dinged me. It's like you can't talk about black budget, like illegal black budget programs online, you know. But that's what Michael Herrera, who like was in Indonesia, he's a whistleblower under Stephen Greer, and he came out and to like a clearing, and then he saw like a UFO and like all those like army people, and then like his troop got like his whole job was to like help support people, so he was just like looking around, and they stumbled upon this like human trafficking thing, and what it turned out to be was they were like collecting psychic people from third world countries because those people have like a more of a connection to nature, so their intuition and their psychic abilities are stronger. Okay. And if you can harness those people, you can call in more crafts and like fly crafts because that's how all these crafts are being flown, like psychically. Anyways, so basically that like black budget because it's like who's funding that, you know? It's like an underworld, um, like like a secret illegal government. You know what RICO is?
Uh,
Racketeering,
yeah, something.
uh,
Yeah.
something. You know, like you know RICO case. It's like you're all like implicated in the same thing.
Hmm.
So this is what Stephen Greer talks about. It's like a giant RICO case. So like they have their hands in human trafficking, drugs, weapons, and that's how they fund their money. Okay, and it's like a part of the government that's like a sub part of the government. Does it make sense? Do you really tracking what I'm saying? So like
Mm,
the government needs to fund things like black budget programs. This is very common, not even about UFOs. Like if you listen to John Kiriakou, he talks about this. There's things called like black or like even Everyday Spy, Andrew Bustamante. There's black budget programs which you cannot know what we're spending the money on. So they'll
yeah.
write like desk, right? And the desk for some reason costs $4,000. That's a weird desk, you know? And that's why they fail their auditing every single year because they have like black budget programs.
Yeah.
Okay. But you can't just siphon money away from um, the taxpayers because then like you actually get audited for it, right?
Hmm.
Like that's why they fail their audits, you know? Because like technically the government's accountable to the people because you're using our money. You're taxing us for something, right? So we have the right to look at it. That's what FOIA, Freedom of Information Act, that's why you can get dinged for this. So what they did was they were using like drugs, human trafficking, which is like prostitution, weapons, selling that and like making money, and they would use that money to fund their operation. Okay. And it sounds crazy, but if you look at Freeway Rick Ross, who worked for the government, he like went to jail. He was selling cocaine on behalf of the U.S. government, the CIA. Barry Seal, that movie American Made, he was also doing the same thing. He was drug running for the CIA through
Hmm.
Arkansas, which is connected to Bill Clinton. That's why Bill Clinton was like he became president. Like he was running drugs through his state, and then they're like, "Yeah, cool, you're playing ball. Let's get you out there." You know.
Hmm.
So like it does happen. It's coming out. Like if you just listen to the podcast about it, it's like again, this is why I'm like I know this is really happening because all these people aren't talking about UFOs, but it's like but they're all linked, bro. Like you
Hmm.
guys are all talking about the same thing, but you don't know you're talking about the same thing. Make sense?
Yeah.
Okay, so this stuff is actually running, and that's yeah that's how this whole operation is being run. And I think that we are at the precipice of getting that out there because I saw today that David Grush on Fox News brought it up. He said in his investigations, he stumbled upon an illegal. He said like he alerted the DOJ, Department of Justice, to it, and they're looking into it now. But he stumbled upon this RICO program.
Hmm.
Again, Stephen Greer, independent from David Grush. David Grush, independent from Lou Elizondo, but you're all talking about the exact same thing, bro. That's how I know it's real.
Yeah.
What do you think? Do you think that? Do you think that? Okay, would this shatter your worldview if this came out? You'd be like,
Of
what else is going on, bro?
which
About
one is
like
coming?
government structure. Of like, it turns like if they're like, hey, it turns out that the CIA was actually doing drug running and they had this Beyond Black program that was funded by illegal operations in order to like reverse engineer and create UFOs and derivative technologies that would help like control our world.
Hmm.
Would that shatter your worldview?
I don't know if it'll shatter the worldview.
But would it like what would that do to you?
That makes sense. U.S. will still stay in power. That's what that means.
What do you mean?
Well,
Like US
why
would
are
still
they?
stay in power?
Yeah, why are they doing that? Is that to keep U.S. the most powerful nation?
No, the president doesn't even know about it.
No,
So
no, no.
basically
I'm
what's
saying
happening,
like
yeah,
no, no. I get that, but why would like the CIA is doing that for who?
for America
Yeah,
to
that's
stay
my.
in power.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah.
Okay, right, right. Isn't that like, doesn't that paint them as like the bad guy? If you really look at it now, wait, just like really look at all the stuff that's happening outside of UFOs, and we're just gonna throw UFOs in there.
Yeah.
You are going into different countries outside of the UN. You're taking over. You're creating all these bases. You're starting wars. You're like you took out that person from Venezuela.
Yeah.
Like you know what I mean? You're acting as like a world authority.
Yes.
Isn't that evil? Like, would you not say that oh that's like the Republic in Star Wars, bro?
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Right? Like that's like stormtrooper type stuff.
Sure. Yeah.
Okay, but we painted them as the bad guy in Star Wars.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
So okay, now you throw in like okay, and it also turns out that they have a reverse engineering UFO program, and they're like using prostitution, drugs, and weapons to fund that.
Mhm. Mhm.
Would you not be like, dude, I think they are on the wrong side,
Oh yeah. Sure. Yeah.
right? Okay. So then wouldn't you be like, China, Russia, what do you guys got? Do you guys got anything better than this? Because this is some craziness right now.
Would I be like that?
No, yeah, would you think like, dude, you guys are crazy, like Russia, China, like what are you working what's your alternative? It's like when you're trying to buy something, you're like, what are your options, guys? And you're like, I'm gonna buy this one because that thing seems like the best value for my money.
Mhm.
So like, wouldn't that destabilize things even further if you found this out?
Yeah. I mean, that's kind of what's happening now, right? That's why people are not making deals with America, but other countries.
Yeah. Yeah. And I think that that's so like on a world stage, the psychic aspect would totally destabilize that everything because you're like, what does that mean? Like, how do I invest in the stock market? Oh my God, you can read my mind. Like, people would start freaking out. You know, like who's a psychic, who's not a psychic, who's trained this ability, who's not trained this ability. You know what I'm saying? But like on a structural level, I think if this whole thing came out about like the disclosure of UFOs, even the Epstein stuff, bro, like wait, you're telling me that there's a bunch of people that went to an island and like you see how Bill Clinton was on a did a hearing for it? I didn't watch it, but he did like they brought him in for questioning about Epstein.
Yeah, I thought you watched it.
No, no, sorry, Bill Gates. Bill Gates. It
Oh, I
just
didn't see
happened.
that one. No.
It was on CNN, and I was like, "Oh my god, you guys are interrogating him now? It's crazy." So, but I didn't watch it. I'm done with the Epstein stuff. I'm like, yeah, I know it's corrupt, bro. I care more about the UFOs. But it turns out that like this is all probably connected. So, so if all this starts coming out, it's like that's destabilizing for a from a structural point of view. Because like, how do we trust America, bro?
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? And it's like maybe that's why they're keeping this so locked down as well. Because they're like, dude, if this all comes out, everything is over. Like I can understand them being in that position. Do you remember what's that movie with Leonardo DiCaprio that came out? One Battle After Another.
Yeah.
And remember it turned out that like the super rich white oligarchs were like running
Oh
things
yeah.
behind the scenes.
Yeah.
And I'm like, I think that all these things are pointing the same thing, bro. Like I think that that secret organization is tied into like the Epstein stuff and it's tied into the UFO stuff. I think like they're all running this game behind the scenes that we're not allowed to see and the cat's out of the bag and it's only a matter of time before we find out everything.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that's the time we're in right now. Like a complete
Oh yeah, yeah. I'm
like
interested to find out what's actually real. Yeah, what's actually true. Because there's so much other like non-true things that are being added into it, right?
yeah, totally. Yeah.
Yeah. Just to cause more disinformation or other people to just
Yeah.
get involved in it so that they can also be more popular about it or whatever, right? So
Yeah.
we'll see what's actually true. Yeah.
Yeah, and I think that that's the time we're in. I think that's like that's that's why the disclosure day and like all this stuff like it's all leading towards like transparency, but I think the thing that we're going to find out is it's not good. And that's why Lou Elizondo's so this is what's happening right now. This is why they don't like each other. Stephen Greer is like, "Oh, hang them. These people are bad." Okay? Lou Elizondo's like, "Amnesty." Like, no, we just need to it's a truth and reconciliation, bro. Like, yeah, you did those things, but we're going to let it slide. And that's why they don't like each other. Because one is for the government and one is like, you guys need to go to hell, bro.
Well, yeah, they backstabbed him, so I think that's what he feels like.
Who? Steve Greer?
Yeah.
Backstab? What do you mean?
No, like nobody's acknowledging this guy,
Dude, it's
right?
weird.
So
It's
that kind
weird.
of I understand his point of view about the government in that way.
Dude, it's, you know what's really weird? I posted 3 things tagging Jeremy Corbell. Okay? Jeremy Corbell follows me on X. He liked 2 of the 3. The one he didn't like, I mentioned Stephen Greer. Dude, I don't know what it is. I'm like, why you guys hate this guy?
Mm.
But I feel like because Jeremy Corbell is with Lou Elizondo, he's in that camp. You know, I'm not saying one camp's right or wrong. I'm just saying like I'm seeing the divide, bro. I see fully like, but again, the points of intersection. When you guys say the same thing, I'm like, okay, those are the real things. You know, that's why you're like, oh, the Boogosphere turned out to not to be real. I'm like, I don't care about the Boogosphere, bro. Because like, yeah, that's Stephen Greer's thing, but that's not Lou Elizondo's thing. Unless Lou Elizondo talks about the Boogosphere, then I'll be like, oh, there's something here. You see what I mean? Like,
No, no, I get that. I
yeah,
get that, but I was like, why would Stephen Greer talk about it if it's not real, right? That was my issue with it.
I don't know. I didn't look into it. Like, I don't know. I don't know. Like, maybe he has like a thing. Like, I didn't look at his rationale. I just saw that he was hyping up the Boogosphere. I'm like, I don't care, bro. Like, unless it has something to
No,
do
but
with like
it
aliens
just kind
or,
of
you know.
affects your, like your truth telling ability
But
kind of thing. That's my
but how do
problem
you
with it.
but how do you know the thing that you're seeing is real? Because it was just one guy, right?
No, I don't know. I don't know because if it's a real thing, I think it would go to real like it would go to like other uh, what do you call that? Like research
Outlets.
places to kind of prove that this is an alien thing.
But that's what. Okay, so Stephen Greer, the whole Boogosphere thing was Stephen Greer was flying out Congress people to go check out the Bugosphere. He wasn't saying like he's saying it's real, but he's not saying like he's not saying the why. He's just saying like this thing is something we should look at. So he's flying out Congress people to go look at it.
Hmm.
So it's like I don't know what like you said like somebody debunked it or whatever. I'm like, yeah, I saw that video too, but I'm like I didn't look fully into it. Like maybe that's a fake video that you watched. I don't know, you know?
I don't know. Yeah. So maybe in the
That's what it
whole.
means.
Yeah. What I'm saying is maybe the whole Boogosphere is not a real video either, right? That's my point. If both are fake,
Um
both could be fake then.
maybe no, the Bugosphere is real though because a lot of people independently went to go see it. Like it's a thing.
No, no, no. It can be the thing, but I'm saying nobody saw it flying around or anything.
They have the video. That's how they found out about it. They have the dude was filming it and he's like, what the hell? And I hit a
Oh yeah,
power
no,
line and
no.
they went to
I
go
know
get it.
the corridor crew went through that video.
Okay, yeah, so that's what I mean. It's like people like it's real. We just don't know what it is, bro. People are independently seeing this thing and they're like there's a physical object, we just don't know what it is, bro. Like maybe it's a magic trick. I don't know. Like maybe somebody whatever,
Mm-hmm.
you know.
Mm-hmm.
But like I don't deny that it's real, but the why, like what it is like I don't care, bro. Like
Mm-hmm.
you guys need to figure that out. You need to like do some independent testing. You need to tell us all what that is. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. That's why like when you brought it up, I was like, I don't really care about the Bugosphere. Like,
Yeah, even that, I
yeah,
saw something else about his other, like he takes people out and doing the
CE5.
CE5 thing,
Yeah,
and like
but it's
something
but
popped up.
people do. Yeah,
Yeah,
but
yeah, yeah. But people what?
okay, people do see the things. Like
Oh
there's
yeah, yeah,
groups
yeah.
of
No, but
people that
what I heard was um, that it was flares.
okay, that's a Lou Elizondo thing though. That was a story, and I heard that independently too.
Yeah.
Lou Elizondo was pushing that narrative.
Mm-hmm.
He didn't even like that thing that you're hearing is like something that because they hate each other, bro. Like Lou Elizondo pushed that. He's like, yeah, wasn't that just like flares? And then that wasn't that just like flares turned into oh, it's just flares.
No, because
See what I mean? It's like okay,
someone proved that there was a plane going there in that direction
who
of
who
angle that
proved
they were
who
watching.
who proved
I don't
that though?
remember where I saw that one.
But you see what I'm saying? It's like who and like why? Because even the video you showed me with the chandelier.
I think it was. I
Um,
don't know if it was Nick West, but I think it might have been that guy.
okay, sure. But like even McWest, I'm like I'm watching his stuff. Like he didn't address what it was because you showed me the chandelier video, and it's like okay, but you just saw like you just because that was like a year old. The video that you showed me.
Yeah.
Yeah. So in that video, it was just he was saying what it could be. He didn't say what it was. He was like, yeah, it could be the jet
Oh yeah, no,
that
no.
we're looking at.
He wouldn't say anything that's. Why would he say something that's not like without
No,
evidence
no,
of proving what it actually is, right?
right, but it could be is not it is.
No,
See what I'm
that's
saying?
exactly right. Yeah, that's his point. That's his point about having the evidence. It
Right,
could be one or the other, right? So
right. So but you see what that does? It creates like because you're like, oh, it could be. So you're like, it's probably this then. Like when you showed me the video, you're like, oh, it's a debunking video. And when I watched the video with you, I was like, wait, he just said it could be. It didn't say what it was.
yeah, yeah.
And then they released that same video a year later during this tranche, and they're like, this is a part of like the UAP stuff. So it's like, yeah, it could be the back of a fire thing, or it could be something else. But the fact that the government is like, we don't know what this thing is, it's like, okay, so it might be something else other than the back of a jet. He
Sure.
didn't say definitively it is a
Yeah,
jet.
exactly right. Yeah.
But do you see how that level of like um that seed of doubt caused you to be like, I don't know, there's nothing here.
Yeah,
You're like,
because he was
no,
giving the evidence of when something like that happens, what
for
it
sure,
looks
for sure,
like.
but
Yeah.
for sure. But if I'm like, okay, you see a shadow of a bunny
Yeah.
behind me, okay? You see a shadow of a bunny, okay? And I'm like, oh, that might be a sprite. Okay, like a
Sure.
friggin'
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
like a being, you know? And then one guy's like, no, it looks like a shadow of a bunny. And you're like, I'm gonna go with shadow of a bunny.
Mm-hmm.
And like you just like stole away my like it could be a sprite. But we both still don't know what it is.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
But
That's
because
he
you're like,
does
it
say
could
that.
be a shadow of a bunny, you
Yeah.
went, okay, it's probably a shadow of a bunny. But I'm like, it's just one guy on YouTube, bro. Do you see what I mean?
Yeah, that's my point. Prove it. That's my point.
Okay,
You're
no, no,
giving
no, no,
it.
no, no.
It
Hold on,
can't
wait,
be.
wait, wait,
It
wait,
could be
wait.
both ways, right? That's the whole point. Is 50-50.
Totally, 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 totally. So we watched a guy on YouTube because that's all he is. He's just a video game
Sure.
programmer. Mick West is just a video game programmer.
Yeah.
We watched a guy on YouTube describe what it could be. Okay, so
Yeah.
like, oh, okay, could be this. And then the government's like, we don't know what this is. So I'm like, so you ruled out the back of the jet then? Because if the government's saying we don't know what this is, it's like, did you not talk to Miss McWest? Because that guy could have been right, bro. And
Hmm.
like, oh, we must have ruled out. So you think that the people in the government are not as smart as Mick West, a video game designer?
No, he didn't say that. He knows what it is. He's saying it could
Right,
be. Yeah.
right. But no, but I'm saying you're latching onto the could.
Yeah.
It's like we don't know what it is, so we're gonna park it. We're like, yeah, we don't know what that thing is, right? It could be a million other things, right? But the fact that the government's like, hey, this is a part of our UAP tranche of evidence, I'm like, okay, what is that then? Because it's government backed now.
Oh yeah. No, they're also pushing out things that were not actually even hidden, which was the NASA thing, and they're pushing that as that was all some UFO thing, but it was just when that
Yeah, I don't know
thing
about that
came
because
off.
like
So
who
that's what
said
I'm.
that? No,
Who said what?
who said that came off?
Neil deGrasse Tyson.
But
Uh,
it's like, okay, Neil deGrasse. Okay, bro. All right, it's so
and
funny you said
no, no.
Neil
What I'm
deGrasse
saying is
Tyson
like
thing. Okay,
none of the stuff was like hidden. None of the NASA stuff that is all like logged
okay, yeah, no,
from
no. But
before.
when you
None
hear
of
it,
that was.
but if you hear the when you hear the
Yeah.
when you hear like the dialogue, I listen to it. I'm like, they're like, we don't know what this thing is. I'm like, that sounds weird.
Yeah.
Like, but you didn't give an explanation. It's like it could be.
No,
I'm
they
like,
did
then,
give an explanation.
okay, what is it?
Well,
Who gave the explanation?
the NASA did
Okay, what they say?
that when the thing comes off, that piece comes off, it comes off with other flare things or something like that.
No, no, no. I'm not. Were you talking about the same thing? Are you talking about the photo with like they're on the moon and then there's like three orbs and then there's like some other thing on this
No, no,
side?
no, I didn't talk about that.
Oh, that's what I'm talking about, bro. So the thing that the government released, which is like they're on the moon and then they're shooting and then you could see something in the background. You're like, what the hell is that thing? And I thought that's what you meant about like the flares. I'm like, how does the flare stay there if they're on the moon
I
already?
don't know. I don't know what that one is.
Oh, okay, okay, all right. We're talking about two different things then.
Yeah.
Um, I'm talking about the like if you look at the photo and they're like, yeah, there's like lights in the shape of a triangle, and then there's other lights over here, and they're like, we don't know what those things are. And
I
then
haven't
like,
seen that. No, I haven't seen
oh
that.
yeah, dude, it's crazy. And then NASA just said it's called like reflect. It they just basically called it like we don't know what these reflective things are, but they said in a scientific way, it's like anomalous light source, blah blah blah. You know what I mean? They just like called it something crazy. But to go back to the Neil deGrasse Tyson thing, you know what makes like drives me nuts about him? So like people hate Neil deGrasse Tyson. I'm like, no, no, it's good that he's finally on. No, it's like it's good. Like you're finally talking about UFOs. You wrote a book about UFOs. You're like you fully acknowledge UFOs. Okay,
Mm.
but you know, the only thing that grinds my gears about him is you are obviously a shell because his rationale was everyone else's rationale, bro. So it's like you're being paid by someone, bro, because he said before, he's like, we don't know. It could have just been like an illusion. It could have been like whatever, like, you know? And then all of a sudden he said, well, we have fighter pilots that have seen things and the government is releasing footage, so we have to take it seriously. I'm like, okay, but that thing you just said is what we've all been saying since 2017. This was government released. You have all the pilots looking at this. Like, they are experts. But once 2017 came out, he was like, no, how do we know that they didn't have an optical illusion? How do we know that they're not like oxygen deprived? And it's like, I was like, well, that's kind of weird, but okay. And then now his argument is the same one that everyone's already said in 2017. I'm like, okay, you're a shell, bro. Like somebody's
Hmm.
paying you to change this, or you're selling a book. Like, I don't know.
He's selling a book.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But like the thing, because I was watching him on Chris Cuomo's podcast, and he's like, Chris Cuomo opened with the person that you never thought would talk about aliens is now talking about aliens. And then Neil deGrasse Tyson's like, well, you have fighter pilots, you have radar data, you have, and people were saying that to Neil deGrasse Tyson before, like, Neil, like, it's fighter pilots, it's radar data, it's government backed. How do you not believe it? And he's like, no, it's optical illusion. And then now you're saying the same thing. It's like, that's confusing.
Hmm.
Do you agree? Or like, don't you think that's a little shady? It's like the argument you're using now is the one that everyone tried to use on you back in 2017.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Kind of sus, right?
Sure.
But there is also this thing called before Project Mockingbird
But
came
maybe he
out.
was
Real,
building up to it.
yeah.
Maybe at the time before, because I don't watch. If you watch all of his Star Talk podcasts, he could have been leading towards that.
No, dude, I watch it because like during the 2017 times, I'm like, I want to hear what Neil's gonna say.
Yeah, but
And
that
like
was
he was like, no.
2017, right? That was like when it was first coming out, right?
But that's the exact. How can you use the same argument that everyone used on you? So what that shows,
Mm.
and what's his name? Jesse Michaels said this, and I'm like, that's true. It shows that you weren't really doing science because now you're saying the same arguments that everyone's been saying. But before you're like, oh, maybe they were like oxygen. They didn't know what they're seeing, and you're like, what? You know what I mean?
Sure. Yeah, maybe he needed to look at it himself to prove
That's
it to
what I mean. It's
himself.
like you didn't
Yeah.
look at it. So, but okay, but you are a public figure weighing in on something you haven't looked in on. That's very dangerous. So, like publicly, he's like UFOs aren't real. Have you
Hmm.
looked at the videos? No. And then now, like what 2017? So 10 years later, 9 years later,
Yeah.
he wrote a book on it, and he's like, guys, I finally looked at the videos 9 years later, and I'm like, dude, this is crazy. We need to look at this. And you're like, bro, Neil, we've been saying that. Neil, come on.
Sure. Yeah.
So, yeah, kind of sus though. But the
But I
CIA
think
had a program. Yeah.
I think that's all to sell the book, and also like he's doesn't really believe them. He still doesn't believe them. I know that for. I think that about him for sure.
Why? Why?
No, no,
He
he
fully
doesn't.
says
He
on his
doesn't.
podcast, he's like,
No,
they're
no, he
real.
doesn't. He doesn't believe they're like aliens or something like that. That's why he's changing his term to now. Just show me the alien.
But no, but the book is like, I haven't read the book, but I've been just watching his interviews about it. And it's like, although I have to turn them off because I'm just like, I can't have you say the same argument as like 2017 when everyone tried to use that argument on you and you were just like, it just shows that you were blatantly ignorant about it, you know?
Hmm.
So that's why I have to turn it off. But he's like fully on board. He's like, yeah, if aliens came, like this is definitely not our stuff. So it's like,
Yeah,
so who
he's
else could it be,
no, no. He's
bro?
acknowledging with the word UFO. That's all he's saying. Yeah, it's unidentified. That's all. Like he's not saying it's alien. He's not gonna. He's not believing it's alien
Oh
or
yeah, for
nothing
sure.
like. Right.
Yeah.
Just show me the alien. That's what he's saying. Now.
Okay, but
Yeah.
is it like show me the alien because this is kind of sus? Like, what are these crafts?
No, no, no.
Or
Show
is
me
it
the
like
alien, so I don't uh, have to say I believe UFOs or not, or believe in alien like space alien ships
yeah,
or
yeah.
not. That's what he's saying.
But he fully acknowledges that like there are crafts of unknown origin. So like okay, so who's
No,
piloting
he
the craft? Did nature just create a craft and the craft is just flying around? Like you have to pilot. Who's the pilot of the craft, bro?
no. I think he's only saying that they're UFOs, as in unidentified. Like the actual. Like just think of it only as that term. Like if I see something fly by, like I don't. It's like a UFO, meaning just means unidentified,
Sure.
right? But
But
then if I
like,
like look into it, it's like, oh, it's just a bird, right? You know what I mean? Like I don't think he believes it to
no.
be an
He's
alien.
no, he's acknowledging it's a craft. He's acknowledging it's a craft.
Yeah. No,
He like
like a
fully he's
craft
it's a craft.
as in what?
Like it's some sort of thing that like they're interacting with. Like there is like he brings up the Tic Tac and it's like no, I like the Tic Tac is intelligently piloted. Okay, so who's the pilot? He's saying yeah, there are crafts. Okay, and now the question is who's piloting the crafts, bro?
Hmm.
And I think that's like because you're like oh he doesn't believe in aliens. It's like okay sure. So then who's piloting the craft? Question mark.
Is what he's saying.
No, I'm asking
Oh,
because
okay.
you're saying that like he's like saying that there's UFOs, right? Like unidentified flying objects.
Yeah.
Yeah, but they're not. There's no like prosaic answer. There's no like obvious answer. Like it's just a bird. It's just a radar or whatever. Because in his thing, he's like, no, there are crafts, bro. Like we have pilots, highly trained pilots, engaging with crafts.
Hmm.
He's literally saying that right now. That's why I'm like, oh, bro, that's the argument we all had with you. That's why I'm annoyed because it's like that was our argument with you.
Sure.
Not that I had the conversation, but you know what I'm saying. Like
Yeah, yeah,
all the
yeah.
all the main people were like, Neil, this is a craft. And he's like, no. But
Mm.
now he's like, these are crafts, guys. Okay, so the question becomes, who's piloting the craft?
Mm.
Because
Right.
you can't have an intelligently moving craft with no occupants, bro.
Yeah.
Unless like
Well, I think
nature
you can. Yeah.
is how about how? What are you saying? What how? Unless they're but psychically, yeah, sure. But then you still have
Yeah.
a
Yeah. Yeah.
pilot.
Yeah. No. No. We saw
But we
about
still have a
the
pilot.
drones, like the what was it? Was it Lockheed Martin that was showing us that thing?
Sure, sure, sure. But who's the pilot? There's still a pilot.
Yeah. Not in the thing.
Sure. Okay, who's the owner? Who's the owner of the thing?
Oh,
Who's
okay, like that.
directing?
Yeah, sure, sure, yeah. Like Lockheed Martin or
Yeah.
Northrop Grumman or whoever they are. Yeah.
Okay, yeah. So if it turns out, so this is Stephen Greer's other thing, and Stephen Greer is saying that, and I'm like, I'm inclined to believe it, bro. Stephen Greer is saying that 90%, I think it's like 95% of everything you see is not alien. It's
Hmm.
us. It's us. The
Oh yeah, yeah. I'm
5%,
I'm with that.
right? Okay, you're with that. Check this out. So the 5% are the actual crafts that we reverse engineered. We created a whole fleet using illegal money to create a whole fleet of crafts that we're seeing. So the 95% of encounters are human made crafts. You said you agree.
Yeah, I think even 99.
99, sure. 99. 99.999, bro. 99.999. Because so many people have encounters, bro. Like we're going to the Area 52 thing, like the thing on Thursday. So many people had encounters. Like, I encountered this craft. I encountered this craft. And I'm just like, okay, so a lot of people have seen these things. So, but again, Stephen Greer's like, it's not alien. That's us. And he has a whole book. I haven't purchased it. I didn't have fun money for it, but like it's I think it's something like $50. I'll probably buy it like soon. It's a whole book that you can buy, and they catalog all of the crafts. And he's like, yeah, all of the researchers talk about the things that they made. Like he has a collection of whistleblowers that have worked on these reverse engineered craft. So they create a whole booklet, and I'm like, guys, if this is true, why is nobody talking to Stephen Greer?
Hmm.
That's why I'm like, this guy's giving you the truth, bro. And then all of a sudden it starts coming out that it's real. I'm like, okay, why didn't we listen to Stephen Greer the whole time? Maybe because he was telling us the truth and we wanted to, as Jeremy Corbell puts it, it's like manage the UAP narrative, right? And that's why like Lou
It's interesting.
Elizondo,
Yeah,
yeah,
I'd like a reporter to ask them why they
dude, you
don't
know what's crazy?
talk to
I was
Stephen
too,
Greer
I was too
or
nervous to
what's
ask
there.
at Area
What's
52. I know. I was too nervous to ask at Area
why? You
52.
should have
I know, I was too
asked.
nervous,
You
bro.
don't know who these people are. They don't know who
I
you
know, I
are.
was too nervous. I was too
No, you
nervous,
should just
bro.
ask them.
I
No, these
know.
are the
If you were,
opportunities to take it. Oh my god.
if you were there, I would ask. But I was with my sister, and I'm like, I can't be like too crazy right now. But like, I was hoping somebody would be like, how come nobody brings up Stephen Greer?
This is what you have to do, man.
I know, but I'm like nervous, bro. Come on, I can't be out there.
Nah,
Like,
this
if
is
you were there, if you were there, sure, we'd do it together. But I'm like, all right, we'll ask this question, you know. But it was like it's kind of nerve wracking because the guy had just done the crazy. The guy put up his hand, flight 927, blah blah blah. I was like, yo, this guy's nuts, bro. Like, you know what I mean? I don't want to be like that.
yeah. You
But
don't have to be
anyways,
like that. Just like I'm just bringing it down. I'm just curious
why
to
doesn't
understand this
anyone
point
talk
of
about Stephen
view.
Greer?
Yeah. Why?
I know.
That's a simple question.
You know what's weird though? Area 52, Chris Ramsey, he follows Stephen Greer, and like American Alchemy interviewed Stephen Greer. But American Alchemy, like the Jesse Michaels guy, he like kind of like was negative about Stephen Greer. And I'm like, why you guys hate this guy, bro? Is it because he's telling the truth? Like, I'm confused.
No, but that doesn't
Because
make
he
any
doesn't,
sense though. Why get mad at somebody or
I don't
telling the truth?
know.
Isn't that the point of what Jesse's trying to do?
That's what I'm saying, bro.
So maybe they're not trying to do that then.
No, exactly. That's what Stephen Greer is saying. He's like, you guys are all fake. That's probably why he doesn't like them or they don't like him because Stephen Greer is saying like you're all being paid to puppet the managed narrative.
Hmm.
That's why Stephen Greer doesn't like certain people. Like he's like Joe Rogan, shill. And
Yeah, but
it's true
I
because
think
yeah,
I get that. I understand his point of view, but I think that I don't see why Stephen Greer should be saying that too, right? Like,
he's saying that because he's like no, this is like a managed narrative. The reason why you see Lou Elizondo all over CNN, the reason why you see David Rush all over CNN, the reason why you see Anna Paluna on CNN talking about UFOs is because they're a part of the controlled narrative. Stephen Greer is
and
like
what is the controlled narrative?
that we don't know what these crafts are, and pose a potential threat. And that word threat is the dangerous
Is
part
is
because
is
it's like,
what is what he doesn't like. Okay.
yeah, that's what Stephen Greer doesn't like because it means that are we going to have a one world government that protects us against? Because
Mm.
what the whole goal was, and Stephen Greer talked about this all the time, and like Jeremy Corbell brought it up, and that's why I was like with the Three Eye Atlas, I was like, oh, that's kind of sus, bro. The whole idea is they're going to present an alien threat narrative, and America has the solution. But the problem is the entire fleet that they're going to show us is American made.
Hmm.
And that is what the two camps are fighting for. One, Lou Elizondo, is fighting for controlled governance. And the other side is Stephen Greer being like, guys, it's us. They're trying to create a
Oh,
one
yeah,
world
yeah, yeah.
order.
Right.
See what I'm saying?
Hmm.
And that's why I like the Disclosure Day movie because they were showing the Stephen Greer side. It's like, bro, look how deep this thing goes. You know? It's like there's obviously something going on. It's like a 70-year campaign, and he didn't show the aliens as hostile. He showed them as victims,
Yeah.
right? Which is Stephen Greer's side. Whereas Lou Elizondo's like, we don't know. They might try and attack us. We might need to prepare ourselves for war. And I'm like, dude, stop saying that, bro. Like, you're freaking people out, you know?
Yeah. I mean, even Steven Spielberg did both types of movies now, right?
He did War of the Worlds and the other one. That's true. To be fair, he did do both. He did do both. But that's why I was most interested in this one because it's like, are you going to continue that negative narrative, or are you going to like fix it?
Mm.
You know, and say like, you know, it's us. But yeah, the Stephen Greer thing. So with the 99.9% of crafts being ours, the real issue outside. This is what Stephen Greer is saying. So all right. So I'm saying that the crux of the issue is that people will find out they're psychic, and that'll freak everyone out because you're like, what does that mean about reality? Like
I really don't think
everything.
it's gonna freak people out. I really don't think so.
Really? But
Yeah.
then what about the stock market? Like I'm just gonna like you're just like, oh, you're rich
Yeah.
because you're
No.
psychic.
I mean, there's so
No, dude, that's
many. Yeah. No. I
crazy.
really truly don't. I really truly don't think people are gonna freak out because then it's gonna
If you
give.
could read my mind like
It's
the
gonna
girl.
give. It's gonna give credence to the palm readers. It's gonna give credence to
Yeah, people freak
the
out. We're gonna go
zodiac
to them.
stuff. Yeah.
No,
No.
no,
They
no, no,
already
no,
go to
no.
that.
No, but it's like it's they're shills, bro. We don't know if that's real. Like the palm reader, we don't actually know if that's real. I don't know if you're like scamming me, bro. Stephen Greer's not saying every palm reader is real. He's saying that we have this psychic ability. That's it. And then you're gonna see people flock to like psychics, like palm readers and like zodiac signs. Like
Yeah.
we
Yeah.
don't know if
Yeah.
that's real, bro. We don't know if that's real though. We don't know if you're actually a psychic palm reader.
No, no, but I think that's. I feel like it's like the wrong word. That's why maybe it's not
Okay.
psychic is the right word. I feel like it must be some other kind of word because if you're psychic, just encompasses all those things.
Yeah, true. Telepathy, like the telepathy
Yeah,
tapes.
yeah,
True. Yeah, because the Emily Blunt thing is cold reading. Remember how she could
yeah.
read their
Like
mind?
clairvoyant, like that kind of
Yeah,
stuff. That's what I was getting from that. What she was doing. Yeah.
but that's all. Again, it's like that's why I'm like the movie's actually about our latent psychic abilities. It's not about the crafts. Because if you look at 90% of that movie, it had all to do with psychic abilities.
Hmm.
No, like really think about it. Like the most of the movie is about psychic abilities. Only like the like maybe like 10% of the movie is just the end and when he was showing you the footage had to do with aliens. Everything else was psychic,
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Right.
right?
Yeah.
And that because that's the real thing about the UFO thing.
Hmm.
It's like we are all psychic. We just don't have that ability anymore, you know? Okay, so you really don't think I think that's the most world crushing thing. If you found out we're psychic.
Again, yeah. It depends on what that word means, right? I just
Like a telepathic. I think that's like I'd be like, are you reading my mind right now?
no. I think that's
Yeah, it's
amazing.
kind of weird.
We're all X Men.
Real no, but like I don't know. That would freak me out, bro.
No, I don't think
Because how do
so.
you know if like no? Because you can implant thoughts in other people's minds. Like I think we'd radically change. We'd make that a part of like learning to ride a bike. It's like we should all probably learn how to be
Yeah,
telepathic, bro.
no. I don't think so.
Okay. So well, all right.
I think
So
it'd be a
you
change for the positive if
so
it's all
okay. So
true.
you okay. Cool. So you disagree with my thing. So
Yeah.
It's totally fine. I think the crux of the issue is like psychic abilities or telepathic abilities. You don't think that that's an issue? Okay, ready for the real issue that Stephen. This is why Stephen Greer is like most hated, and this is his whole thing. We could have a utopia. The
Oh,
crafts. So
yeah.
you're seeing 99.9% human-made crafts. Okay, what's the power source? And that's all that Stephen Greer keeps talking about. He's like, what's the power source?
Hmm.
We know what the power source is. We've cracked antigravitics. We have 0 point energy. And that's what his book is. Like the book is just like showing you different crafts that they made using different power sources. And he's like,
Oh, what happened to his thing though? Wasn't he supposed to demonstrate the free energy
no,
thing?
that's that oh the live stream.
Yeah.
He's gonna yeah, I don't know if he made the money. He just all right. Okay. So it's funny that you say that. So it always comes down to money. So the Area 52 thing, so he made all of these shows, okay?
Hmm.
He like set up all these shows. I bought right away, whatever, whatever, right? And they were like 1,000 plus person venues, okay? So I thought, dude, doesn't don't most people want to know about this? Area 52 guy, Chris Ramsey, he thought, don't most people want to know about this? He actually canceled all of his shows and had to reschedule to a smaller venue in Toronto because his ticket sales were small.
Hmm.
And he did it last minute. Like he canceled all of the other June shows except for the Toronto one because he was locked in for Toronto. Okay. He's still doing August ones, but they're in America. But like he had to downsize all of his venues. What this tells me is nobody really cares about UFOs, bro.
Yeah.
And so when you said like what happened to Stephen Greer's thing, I think he just didn't make the money, bro. Because he needed a high value investor to do it.
But
And probably
he
nobody
stopped
wanted to do
talking
it.
about it, or
Uh, no, because he's doing this campaign right now. Like he's in like Capitol Hill trying to get more whistleblowers out because there's a lot of headway happening. Like with all the tranches that are like being released, that's his main focus right now.
Mhm.
But I think the 0 point energy thing, it was like his big goal. But I don't think anyone donated money. I didn't donate money. Right now, bro. I'm not doing that. You
Yeah.
know. So like, just even seeing on a small scale, Chris Ramsey's thing, I'm like, I think nobody cares, bro.
I don't know if it's necessarily that. I think people are interested in it, maybe interested in it, but they just want it for free. They're not going to go pay somebody to go watch someone talk about it when I can just watch it on a podcast.
Yeah, because you know what happened? So I was really
Because weren't
excited about
isn't
the
that what
show.
they were just doing, just talking?
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Check this out, check this out. So I was, and this is okay. So I've been going through this whole thing recently about like
I
not,
feel like I just want to say I
yeah,
think it was like a if they thought that they could do that many shows, I think they just misunderstood their viewership or subscriber point
yes,
and thought
bro,
that that's real
yes,
money that they can get from people coming and
yeah,
buying it. So I just
yeah.
didn't. I think that they
It was
miscalculated
just,
that.
it was, yeah, yeah. It was just a podcast. So that's exactly what it was. It was just, you're just going to go there and you're just going to watch a live version of the podcast.
Yeah.
So I was like, all right, that's cool, bro. I was like, that's cool because I knew what I was getting into. So the, in the movie, remember, there's like a vital scene where she said, I don't think you lost your faith in God. I think you lost your faith in people.
Mm-hmm.
Right. And remember, I've been saying that recently a lot to you. I was
Sure.
like, I don't know what it is, but like, I'm kind of just losing faith in humanity, you know? And then during that moment, during the movie, Tara like nudged me. She's like, that's you. And I'm like, oh my God, that's me, bro. So the
I
reason
feel
why,
like
okay, go ahead.
like it's interesting you say that, but I have the opposite experience.
I feel like you might be in a very curated bubble, bro. Like
Oh
I'm
no! I'm
with
not talking about on
people.
the internet. I'm not talking about the internet.
Oh
I'm
no,
talking
no, no,
about like
not the internet. I'm talking about in person.
I'm talking about in person too.
Yeah, that's what I mean. I think you're in a curated bubble, bro. I'm like in so many different worlds. Like none of my stuff intersects. Climbing doesn't intersect. Well, now it is with work, which is crazy. But like work, climbing, jujitsu, UFOs, art, tattoos, like every one of my circles, they don't converge.
Sure.
They're not like connected. So I'm getting different points of view from different people.
Yeah.
Do you know what I'm saying? And I'm like, I'm realizing we're so different and we're so different and we're so selfish, bro. We don't care about anything that truly matters. And we are
Hmm.
just like locked into like stupidity. It's like, okay, that's such a side tangent, but like, okay, quick question. Do you have as many circles as me? Is that why you're saying that? Or would you say that you have like, why are you saying you haven't lost your faith in humanity? Maybe you found a really good circle and you're just like, oh, this is a great circle. But I actively leave my circle, bro. And I'm just like, ooh, these are weird people, bro.
Sure, maybe not as many circles.
Exactly, right? So if you find your pocket, totally cool. Totally cool. But like, I'm very interested in like people as a whole. That's why I love traveling too. It's just like I want to immerse myself in the culture. Like, what do you guys think? You know, like, oh, this culture is kind of rude. This one's not. You know, whatever.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I
And
mean, it was a lot of it from the
okay.
traveling. That's just what I'm saying.
No, but like, okay, yes, but like, you're also in a manicured environment. You're in a like a
Sure. Yeah,
right,
yeah,
like you're
yeah,
on a
yeah, yeah,
cruise,
yeah,
bro. You know what I mean?
yeah,
Like,
yeah, yeah,
we're all supposed to be nice here,
yeah.
right? Like, we love Mexico. My like Tara and I,
Mm, mm.
we love Mexico. But as soon as we left the resort, we're like, "Ooh, Mexico is sketch, bro." Remember the gas place? They're like, "Oh, you gave us $1," and we were like, "Dude, you gave
Yeah,
us
yeah, yeah,
20."
yeah,
But
yeah,
they did the switch,
yeah, yeah.
you know? Like like if you're in a again a bubble, manicured environment, it's like of course you're gonna think that.
Yeah.
But when you like see regular like leave the bubble, you're like, "Oh, dude, I don't know if I believe in humanity anymore." Yeah.
Sure. Yeah.
Okay. So yeah. So when we were in the Chris Ramsey show, the guy beside me, he didn't know what he signed up for. He just heard aliens and he bought the ticket. Okay. Him and his three friends, they didn't know it was a podcast.
Okay.
They're like, yeah, UFOs, whatever, whatever. And they were drunk. Okay. And this guy just started being belligerent. He was just like,
Mm.
BS. What is this? This sucks. I'm like, oh my God, dude. Like, this is embarrassing. And his friend was like, yo, quiet down, bro. And he's like, no, this is trash, bro. What is this? Blah, blah, blah. And then they finally got so fed up they left. And then it finally got better. But it's like, no, humans are freaking annoying, bro.
Mm.
Like, that's what I mean. It's like, yes, if I have a manicured environment, if we were all there for Chris Ramsey, Area 52, whatever, but like, no, you have to understand that people like that dude exist.
Yeah, yeah,
The dude is so self unaware that you're like, why are you shouting? Dude, I paid money for this.
yeah, yeah,
Like, you know what I mean?
yeah.
And like, dude, that guy's up there. He's like trying to do this show for you, and you're like heckling him.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? And
Yeah.
like, those are the things that make me be like, dude, I don't believe in humanity, bro.
No, no,
And not just
I
that. Yeah.
understand that. Yeah, there's gonna be always, certain people that ruin it for other people. But I think in the overall percentage wise, I don't. I think
No,
that we're.
disagree with you. You know how I know? The war with Iran.
Yeah.
Bro, what are we doing? There, why is there a UFC event at the White House today?
Mm-hmm.
Why is ICE on the road? Why are they killing people?
Yeah.
What's going on?
Right.
So when you say like, yeah, people are nice, I'm like, sure, but we're letting that happen, bro.
Yeah.
And
No.
I'm
No.
culpable too.
Undoubtedly.
I'm letting that happen too. I'm just like, dude, that's crazy,
Yeah.
you know? But it's like, and you're like, oh, it's the few. It's like, no, no, but people rise up through their individual actions.
Mm-hmm.
So like, I'm not doing anything. Nobody's doing anything. We're all just like, yo, that's crazy. You see that thing on internet? Yeah, it's wild. That's it.
Yeah.
How can you have faith in humanity?
Mm-hmm.
Nobody's stopping it.
Right.
We don't think that's weird that they built a UFC ring on the White House lawn, and tonight on June 14th they're going to have a bunch of fights.
Right.
That's insane, bro.
Mm-hmm.
Like, you don't think that's insane?
Yeah. Yeah. Of course.
Like, that's a mockery of the government.
Yeah. Yeah.
So I kind of lost my faith in humanity. I'm like, what are we doing, bro? We're
Mm-hmm.
insane. Unless we have this like, but I believe we're in like a war right now, like an internal war, and it's like you just have to make your decisions and like stay in your lane and like, you know what I mean? Like, it's going to we're gonna have like have a shakeout, you know,
Yeah.
a shakeout like the ones who go down that path are going to have a weird end, and then like people like no, not a weird end, but like
It's a weird
our
reckoning.
decisions,
Yeah. Kind of thing.
kind of, but everyone's gonna have a reckoning.
Yeah.
You know, it's like, oh, I've eaten like tubs of ice cream for like 20 plus years and now I have diabetes. It's like that's your reckoning. That's what I mean. It's like
Yeah.
our decisions will have ramifications.
Yeah.
Okay. And do you know what the differentiator is for for everything in life? Like good, bad, like just everything. What's the one thing separating every human being? Like in terms of their choices.
Their money?
Yeah, it deals with money, but like sure, but there's something other than money that it's related to money because like yeah, we have to spend money, we have to eat. Like what
Yeah.
is the one thing that change like what's the one thing that separates you from me and me from another person?
Or, I don't know. Experiences? I don't know.
Sure, yeah, okay. Discipline. That's all it is. Because everyone's like, we all have a choice. Yeah, we all have a choice, but not everyone's disciplined to make the right choice.
Hmm.
And that's the truth about reality, bro. It's like, hey, man, maybe you shouldn't spend all your money. Discipline. Hey, man, maybe you shouldn't do that. Discipline. You should probably go on a run. Discipline.
Yeah.
That's all it is. It's knowing what you should do and then doing it,
Hmm.
right?
Yeah.
And I feel like nobody in this world has discipline.
Hmm.
Not sorry, not nobody, because there are certain outliers where like, oh, that guy's doing it right, that guy's doing it right, that guy's doing it right. But like I'd say, just like the UFO thing, it's like you said, 99.9% are man-made crafts. 99%, 99.9% of people are undisciplined,
Hmm.
and I think that's what it is. It's not empathy, because like empathy, you can be disciplined to be empathetic, or like, it's like I'm choosing to see like the guy beside me, bro. Have some discipline, bro. Why'd you drink so much? Why are you at a show that you don't even know what it's about? Why are you shouting, bro? Discipline yourself. Like, stop doing that. You know?
Sure.
It's like, it could be like, oh, empathy, but it's like, maybe empathy, maybe. But I think like what's more powerful than empathy is discipline.
Hmm.
Because like empathy is like, I feel something, discipline is like acting on something.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Hmm.
Like, okay, let's say this person has like terminal cancer and they want to die, right? Empathy would be like, don't kill them. Don't, like they deserve to live or something like that, or, whatever. But discipline would be like following through. It's like, it's the better of the thing. Like, or maybe that's a bad example, but you know what I'm saying? It's
Yeah. I think you can be.
like
I think it's both. Yeah.
or maybe empathy helps us make choices, but discipline's the thing that like makes us fall through. What I'm trying to say
Maybe.
is like
Yeah.
actions,
I don't think
actions are the
that's what
thing
I'm saying.
that
Yeah. I don't.
matter.
I don't believe everything is just something has to be one thing. Like this is the one thing
No,
that's needed, right? It's a
no.
culmination of things that
Oh wait,
make
no, no,
that.
wait, no, no. I see what you're saying. I'm not looking at the one thing. I'm thinking about the thing that affects all things. So it's like if you distill everything down, what's the one point? That's just how my brain works. It's like if you find the one thing that you can adjust, everything else fixes itself. So it's like, what's the one thing you can adjust? Oh, it's discipline, bro. Because like, what is higher than discipline, bro? Well, what is more reductive? It's a reductive approach. Like, if you reduce everything down, what could beat discipline?
Hmm.
It's like nothing. Discipline, because discipline literally is like actions manifested.
Okay.
We all have thoughts. We all have thoughts. But discipline is like which thought is the correct thought and then moving on that thought,
Hmm.
right? And I think that that's why we're in the state we're in now, bro. Yeah. And I think we need to like, yeah, I don't know. It's like it, we are at a turning point in our civilization that is unlike any other turning point in history.
Hmm.
Do you agree? Because I know what you're gonna say. You're like, well, every generation they think that that's the most turning point, whatever, whatever. But I'm like, we're at those moments where it's like the world is flat, and they're like, oh, the world's round, or the world is the sun is at the center of everything. It's like, but we thought the Earth revolved around everything. You know what I mean? It's one of those moments where it's like zeitgeist transforming.
Sure.
Do you agree?
Possible.
Because like if we found out we're like not alone, in the universe. We've been visited and we have psychic abilities. It's like there's no going back, bro. It's like the earth is round. It's not flat.
Yeah.
It's like there's no going back,
Yeah.
once you find that out. You know what I'm saying? Okay. So, final thing. The the thing that Steve, because we talked about what I think is the crux of the whole thing, and like I think it's psychic abilities, but the crux that Stephen Greer's saying, and they kind of pointed to it, but you didn't really get into it in the movie, is the energy source. Because if you change the energy source, that restructures the entire world. Because if you can create 0 point energy and like run off of that, we don't technically need like insanely rich and insanely poor. We don't really need work. We don't really need money. Like, what does it matter? Like, the cost of everything would just plummet if you had infinite energy.
Hmm.
And that's what Stephen Greer is fighting for. He's like, either they're going to keep it a secret or they're going to release it. And he's all in favor of releasing it. Every time he like talks about like disclosure, he's like, just look at the energy source.
Maybe they're just
What do
waiting on until we figure out the nuclear fusion for free energy, then they can release the other free energy.
Oh, like the commercial of the cold fusion?
Yeah.
Maybe, maybe, maybe. And then like China cracks
I
cold
think it's
fusion. They're like,
related
well,
to
we have
that.
0 point, bro. We
Yeah.
have 0 point.
Yeah. Like it won't be matter. It won't matter anymore, right? Because then you have free energy already.
Through cold fusion?
Yeah.
Oh, I see, I see. So you think they're delaying it as long as they can so they can keep making money?
Uh,
So like, because we haven't cracked cold fusion yet,
the correct.
but we've allegedly cracked 0 point,
Yeah.
right? Because even Neil deGrasse Tyson, right? He's like, oh, crafts exist. Okay, next question: what's powering the craft?
Hmm.
Okay, can we use that? You know what I mean?
Hmm.
He hasn't started that conversation, Neil deGrasse Tyson. He's just saying like, oh, crafts exist, right? But like, who's piloting, and what's the energy source?
Right.
Because let's say who's piloting? Oh, it's a secret government organization where 99.9% of the crafts that you see are human made. Okay, cool. So we are the pilots. What's the energy source? Because you can't do that on chemical combustion, bro.
Hmm.
And then if you admit that you can't do it on chemical combustion, then it means that you have power that you're not sharing with the world.
Right.
And that's what Stephen Greer says is the most destabilizing thing.
Hmm.
So you have one camp, Stephen Greer being like, the most destabilizing thing is we lose all of our power structures because 0 point energy is real. You have another camp, Lou Elizondo, being like, the aliens are coming to attack us and we need to like band together to fight them.
But they haven't said
And
that though,
then
right?
no, they're alluding to it, bro. And that's what Stephen Greer keeps saying. He's like, notice the terminology that they're using. And that's why I pay very close attention to Lou Elizondo. I'm waiting for them to be like, we need to work together to fight this alien.
Hmm.
I'm waiting for that moment because I'm like, okay, we really need to do something here. Because that's what they said. They're going to stage a fake alien invasion using their own crafts. So Stephen Greer's like, if that does happen, like if all of a sudden you see like crafts everywhere and you're like, dude, they're taking over Earth. It's like, remember, 99.9% are us.
Or he could
That's his like
be.
warning.
I mean, it could be the other way around too, right? If he's working for the aliens, making us
Stephen
not
Greer?
want to fight that.
Okay, so Stephen Greer's rationale is this. And I'm like, I agree with that. Why wouldn't you have taken over when we freaking had nothing? Why'd you wait for us to create stuff?
No, they're, as I said, the three body problem. They're on the way here. By the time
Okay,
for them to reach us here, they can send signals faster than getting here.
okay, that's assuming it uses the same technology as human beings. But what a lot of scientists are figuring out in relation, because like, so this is insane. So I love this part. So it opened up a new branch of science. So you have all of these quantum physicists and like physicists, theoretical physicists, trying to figure out how these crafts work. Because now they're like, we know it's real. How are you doing this? And a lot of them are saying that under the three body problem, it's a distance thing, right? You're like, oh, it's taking a while for them to get here. And what Stephen Greer has been saying, and again, independent. Nobody knew Stephen Greer. I'm just listening to the scientists theorize on how it works, and then Stephen Greer's explaining how it works, right? And I'm like, oh, you guys are saying what he's saying. You just don't know you're saying what he's saying. What what the thing is you're not traveling distances anymore. You're It's two options. Either you're using gravity to shorten the distance, so there is no distance, like wormholes.
Hmm.
So one theory is wormholes, and another theory is collapsing the wave function. So collapsing the wave function is like, Schrodinger's cat, like we talked about that, like
Yeah, yeah,
superposition.
sure.
If you can create so much intention into making something a reality, you can manifest in that reality. That's what Stephen Greer said they're doing. Like they're not traveling. And that's why the government is saying they're interdimensional beings. Okay. And what Stephen Greer is saying is that's such a dumb way of saying it because it's like the interdimension is the highway. So it's like you're making us think about like heaven, hell, like interdimensional beings, they're porting from hell, blah blah blah. It's like no, 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 bro. Like the scientists already said it. If you create a wormhole, you have to go interdimensionally.
Hmm.
Or if you're using your wave function, collapsing the wave function, you're traveling through a dimension that we don't know about, or we scientists know about it, but like like we think of it in terms of like the four phases that we can see, like height, length, width, time,
Hmm.
right? That's all we think of, right? Height, length, width,
Yeah,
time.
yeah.
But what they're saying is there's like 12 dimensions. I've heard like theoretical physicists talk about this because they're trying to explain how this is traveling. Michio Kaku, bro, talking about it too. I'm like, okay, cool, Michio Kaku. But so basically, it's like we live in 12 dimensions theoretically, and what they're doing is they're transporting through a dimension that's not like visible or already known to us through like standard means. Like we can't travel through that means yet, right?
Right.
So like either like, but you get what I'm saying? It's like
Yeah, yeah.
the interdimension is like they're here, there's a dimension, then they want to go here, so they're passing through a dimension. So when Anna Polina's like, it's interdimensional beings, it's like, yeah, it is, but like it's not like they're porting from hell, bro. Like they're literally like just passing through a gateway, and the gateway is the interdimension.
Hmm.
So they are interdimensional beings. See what I'm saying? It's like I'm like a highway being because I took the highway to get to Port Union.
But that wouldn't really make sense, right?
What do you mean?
Interdimensional. They're just part of our universe. They're not part of another universe, correct?
And that's why Stephen Greer's like it's so dumb for you to say interdimensional beings.
Oh yeah, that's what I'm
But
saying. Yeah.
that yeah, Stephen Greer's been saying that. He's like, don't call them interdimensional beings, bro. They're still a part of our universe. It's just like
Mm.
you're just latching onto one thing, right? And but the thing is, if you say it like that, you could open the idea that it's a war between heaven and hell. Maybe because like you
Well,
see a
yeah,
lot of
I can
religious.
I can see how that. Yeah, and there's a lot of that. Even was it JD Vance trying to push that kind of idea or something?
Yeah, bro, they're demonic. I'm like,
Yeah,
what do you mean demonic?
yeah, yeah.
So we need to rise up against the minions of hell. See what I mean? And
Hmm.
it's like that's dangerous territory, and that's why again Stephen Greer is like, be mindful of where we're headed because they might start a false flag war in order to keep, you know, the control.
Right.
Yeah. Okay. So all that being said, what do you think? What do you think now so far? Like anything change your mind, or maybe you're like, that's cool,
I don't know. Change my mind about what?
or like I don't know, like did any revelations during like that whole thing? You're like, I don't believe this part, or like, oh, I want to learn more about this part, or
No.
yeah. It's just interesting though, right? It's like, what are the possibilities?
Yeah, especially when there's a lot of
I
unknowns.
know,
Then that's the only reason
dude.
to have the with the unknowns means you can have all these other possibilities. Until we're known, then we'll know what is actually possible.
Totally. And that's where I am too. I'm like, okay, so what's real, bro? It's like we grew up believing, like truly think about this. And when I talk to other people who have not escaped this mindset, I'm like, I can't have a conversation with you, bro. So we grew up believing that you need to get a job, have a family, buy a house, have a bunch of kids, buy a bunch of cars, bring those kids to soccer. Like it was like the standard American dream,
Hmm.
or like Canadian dream, like the very basic standard model of reality. Okay. And we thought that that's all there was. Okay. And then you find out, wait, there's UFOs. There's more to reality. There's potentially psychics. There's uh, like interdimensional travel. There's like a black budget program. Like, you know what I mean? It's like it shatters that worldview of like monotony.
Hmm.
And to me, like Jeremy Corbell's like UFOs are a symbol of freedom because like if you could talk about UFOs, it's create freedom of speech, freedom of thought, whatever, whatever. To me, UFOs are like a symbol of endless possibility because we don't even know what's real anymore. And that's what makes life fun. Because like if it was just like just follow this path until the end, it's like, okay, that's boring, bro. Like, might
Hmm.
as well kill me now, bro. You know what I mean? Like, okay, you're just gonna have a boring life, you know, and then you're gonna repeat the boring life. But if you're like, dude, there's so much more out there, I'm like, tell me what else is out there, because that could be kind of cool, you know. And that's what gets me excited about the UFO issue, and that's why I love it.
Yeah.
You too, or I don't know.
Yeah. I mean, it's different things for me, but yeah.
Yeah. Well, what is it for you, like the UFO stuff? Like, are you just like, I mean, you've always been into it, like star
Oh yeah.
seed type stuff. So it's like,
Yeah,
but
yeah, yeah.
what
I've
is
always
it?
been into it, but
But like, why?
it's just like Steven Spielberg. Like, I have yet to see it.
No, no, of course, of course. I'm just saying, like, but what is the draw? Like, why are you? Because no, no. Like, the reason why I ask you this is because, like, I'm trying to talk to, like, I don't know if you've experienced this yet, but like, there are certain people you can't talk to them about it.
Sure, sure. Yeah, yeah.
It's like there's a block, and you're like, oh, that's weird, bro.
Hmm.
And then what I realized, and like listening to these people, like these scientists talk about it and stuff, is like it's the ontological shock. It destroys their entire worldview, and that's what they're trying to protect. Whereas people like you and I are like,
Well,
okay, what's
I think there's
real?
a reason for that. I think there's a lot of reasons for that.
Evolutionary reason?
No, no, no. It's just that we were always questioning things. Like especially if you're already questioning religion, then you're now already breaking the mold.
You and me?
Yeah,
Oh, okay, okay. I
I'm
think I
talking about
was,
us. Sorry. Yeah,
okay, yeah, yeah, I
I'm
was like,
talking about the
what
generally
people? What?
people about that. Like people in general who
Yes.
question even the religion they grew up in or whatever it is. So if you're already doing that, then you're okay with questioning other things around the world.
Yeah, it's the why. Like, why are you making me do this?
Yeah.
But okay, do you think that's genetic? Because like, I truly see where people cannot deviate from the norm, and they're just like,
Yeah.
dude, that is weird.
Yeah. It's like I think so. In some ways, it could be.
Okay,
But this
okay,
could be both environmental and this. Like, imagine. I think we mentioned this before. It was like if you only grew up around, if everybody else was only the same religion, so you didn't really have an option, or no one brought up an idea to think of outside the box, right?
no, no, right? No, no, totally, totally. But then, if somebody's like, hey, there's an alternative here, and you're like, nope, there's not, and
Yeah,
you're like, bro, I'm telling, like, look, da, 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 da," and they're like, no, there's not. You're like, okay, what?
yeah, yeah. No, no, but it depends on when you get that. If you're older and you're getting that, you've already solidified on
Oh,
certain things.
it's like the Matrix.
Yeah,
Like you're like you can't free a mind past a certain age.
yeah. Like you've built some layers there. It's hard to then it like for that even they say it's like to change
Ooh.
somebody's mind. I don't know if it was Bill Nye or somebody who said that, which like it takes a couple of years. Like you can plant these like give these ideas, but for they're gonna reject it at first. But it's gonna take time over and over, like until like repeatedly doing that to get them to actually start to change think differently.
Okay, 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 okay. You know what that is though? It goes back to discipline.
Yeah.
Because it's like you have to have the discipline to be like, that's okay. We're gonna listen to it. Even though your whole program is like, don't listen, don't listen, don't listen. You're like, nope, we're listening.
Yeah.
Right? Yeah.
And some people
It
do
reminds
that. Some
yeah.
people have that. That's why some people do even get out of religion
Yeah.
later
Later
in
on in
age.
life. Yeah.
Yeah.
But that's what I'm saying. It's like you require discipline's the differentiator, bro.
Yeah.
Like if you have discipline, you can do anything, bro.
Hmm.
No, no, literally, if you have discipline, you can do anything.
Yeah.
Because like discipline just means like doing the thing you know you should do.
Hmm.
That's all that word means. You know?
Yeah.
Like you should
Yeah. Yeah.
wake up and do this thing. Okay, do it. People make excuses. They like put it off. You know what I'm saying? So like again, discipline's a differentiator. And like that is the tool that we all need, bro. You know? Like
Hmm.
but also so so Tara was telling me yesterday that she heard on a podcast, like scientifically it came out that if you are introverted and extroverted are genetic. And I was like, oh, that's interesting because I thought they were social. right? And she's like, what they're finding now is if your parents were introverted, you will also be introverted. That's why you have like quiet households and loud households. You know, because we were out at the park and then
Okay.
this like Mexican family was like, hey, like blah blah, and they're being like super social. I'm like, oh, that's an extroverted person, but like I'm introverted. But it's like a genetic component that they're finding. Well, why'd you say okay? Because you thought of
What
a
does
different
that mean
example.
by a loud household or a quiet household?
Oh, because okay, so if your parents are genetically predisposed to be um, introverted, then as a whole unit, you will be in an introverted household.
Meaning what exactly? Like you'd
Like
never get
okay,
loud in the house?
no, no, what? No, of course loud. No, you of course you get loud. Loud, not like when I mean loud, I mean like loud, like extroverted, loud. Like the guy at the park was like, "Hey guys, how are you? Who? What are you doing?" And I'm like, "Oh, it's extroverted, bro. It's loud. Like not literally like loud.
No, no, I don't.
Like of
I
course
don't
I
understand. Like,
shout, but
what would
like
happen in the house? What's an introverted house look like, and an extroverted house
oh,
look like?
okay. So like a bunch of people always coming over and like you're hosting parties. That's a loud household, bro.
Okay, yeah,
You know what I
okay,
mean?
that's what I'm trying to understand.
That's
Okay,
loud, bro. It's like
okay,
it's loud, bro. You know,
yeah, that
like
makes
people are
sense.
always coming
Sure,
over. My door's always open. Come in anytime. And
yeah,
then like you come over and like here's some food, and then like let's have a conversation.
mm-hmm.
Whereas like then they're a quiet household and my door's locked, bro, and like I'm not letting you inside unless we're about to do something. You know what I
Sure,
mean?
sure, yeah, yeah,
So, yeah. So like yeah, that's like a genetic thing apparently that they're
mm.
finding out now. Yeah.
Science.
Yeah, dude. It's it's pretty gnarly. Anyways, I think that that is a piece of it too, like the ability to listen or like question. That seems to be genetic too, because you're right. Like certain people in life, like, later they can open their mind,
Mm-hmm.
but like I don't know what that mental block is. Like I've had a lot of conversations with people. Like I told you, like I hang out in different circles that are like not even converging. Like the tattoo people are completely different than the climbing people, and the climbing people are completely different than the jujitsu people, and the nonprofit world is completely different than all of them. You know what I mean? Like
Sure.
they're all very specific, and I just love chaos, so I like to delve into
Mm-hmm.
those things. But I'm like, there's certain ones like I can't have conversations about UFOs. I can't have conversations about spirituality. I can't have conversations about emotions. You know, because like they're dialed in
Yeah.
to like
Sure.
yeah.
Yeah. I get that. Yeah.
Anyways, yeah. So suffice to say, definitely go check out Disclosure Day. It's a great movie.
Yeah. Good movie.
Uh, any final thoughts, Fish?
No. Yeah. I mean, we didn't even talk about the other stuff, but I think it should
Well,
be
what
on.
other stuff? What other stuff?
No. I don't think there's enough time for that, anyways. Apple or other things that were
Oh,
happening.
dude. Oh, yeah. No, we didn't talk about. All right,
It's
quick
okay.
rundown. All right.
Well, I
Um,
guess I'll do a
a
quick
quick
one.
rundown. Yeah, yeah. Quick, quick, quick.
I think Apple has secured their future.
Yeah, you were telling me yesterday. Okay, but why? Why? What is the thing?
No, and just in general of their business to be like continuously successful. Everyone's still going to be buying iPhones.
But okay,
Uh,
why? But like, what's the repeat business? Like, why would you continuously buy a new iPhone? Or do you mean just like getting more people to buy iPhones?
yeah, or like the kids. As soon as you have, they're selling it because everywhere around the world they're passing laws to ban social media for young kids, right?
Okay.
So they're getting kind of behind that, and they're going to be probably pushed to do that anyways. So they're doing it ahead of time, where parents can control that kind of thing. And when you do that, they're selling to the parents that our phone is better than an Android phone, basically, right? So
Yeah.
once you have kids using iPhones, it's very hard for people to change phones.
It's very hard for people. I totally agree with you.
So that's why they'll continue with their success.
Oh, I see what you're saying. You're not saying like why would we buy a new iPhone? It's like just more people will buy an iPhone.
Yeah.
Ah, okay. I misunderstood you yesterday when you were telling me at the movies.
Yeah,
I thought you meant like
not that people who already have iPhones, they'll continue to buy iPhones anyways.
yeah, yeah,
That's not
yeah.
the point. It's the new generation of kids.
How to get more people in the market.
Yeah.
Okay. And speaking of iPhones, because I did have this thing there,
But
I'm like,
even
oh,
though
that's great.
like
Yeah.
sorry, that was like their because they didn't really they went quickly about general upgrades. That's like the normal thing every year, but they kept that very short and only focused on the parent thing and Siri AI. That was the main thing. That was the
Oh,
two things that they
what's
talked.
Siri AI? What's the thing about Siri AI?
Well, the Siri AI, a lot of it's like the Chat GPT stuff, but then now involves like it'll include everything in your phone. So
Okay, do they have an interface for Siri AI?
I think they do. Yeah, they'll have like the same thing like a Chat GPT app. There'll be one for
Uh,
Siri AI, as well as it'll work. As you can just pull up the say the name and then ask it, or like, what did this person? I forgot what day was this concert, or what was this
is
thing
it
he was talking about? Something like that. Like it'll pull up from your messages or things like that.
is it infinite info? Because the problem I'm having right now is my Chat GPT, and I don't want to upgrade because I don't want to pay money. Is I have like a memory
We'll see
limit.
that. That's a good question. What? Yeah, there might be some limitations on how much information. I'm not too
Okay.
sure what the breakdown is. Maybe if you already have iCloud Plus or whatever you have with them, like that whole family bundle thing, it may be added, included to that. I don't know.
Okay, that could be cool. That could be cool. Yeah. Um, yeah, I'm more inclined to like I love ChatGPT, but if you can offer me like it'll be pretty sad. It's the first mover advantage. It's like the iPhone thing. Like shifting away from ChatGPT will be tough simply because like it knows so much about me now. So like its
Sure.
recommendations are like spot on. But like I'd be inclined to check it out,
I feel
like
like
a
it'll be
different
like I
interface.
feel like as you said, yeah. I think like before certain things, there were other people that had it, and it takes time, or it may not even people won't shift over. But I don't think that still don't feel like ChatGPT has enough people because you have
Mm,
to download the app or whatever it is to
yeah.
people to start using it. Where if it's already built in, it's just more easier for people to get on it now.
Yeah. True, 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 true.
And that'd probably
It's
be
so
like
fun.
me
Yeah.
because I use ChatGPT, but I don't use it like it's I have to go to the app and do whatever,
Yeah.
right?
Well, I have a window
Versus
always open. So I
see,
just like
I
sort
don't
of
do that, right?
yeah, I know. I
So
know.
for me, it'd be more easier just to work with the Siri.
True. That's true. Yeah. I was having this conversation with this person, like they're a Windows. They used to use Mac. They had a MacBook Pro M2 chip, and then I'm showing them how to do like editing and stuff, and they bought a Windows because their MacBook screen cracked, or like it got dim or
Sure.
something. But they didn't buy Apple Care, so like, oh, I have like PTSD for like Mac. And I'm like, every conversation I have is me trying to urge them to get back on the Mac. I'm just like, if you really want to edit stuff, like the processing power is better. And then now they're asking me like, why do you choose a Mac over Windows? And I'm like, I just keep telling you like different reasons why.
Yeah, it's very
So they're slowly
interesting.
moving.
Yeah, it's interesting. Some certain experience really does change someone's
But that's your
perspective
fault,
on
bro. You
something.
should have bought Mac Care, bro. Everybody who's like, oh, my Mac broke, I'm like, do you have Apple Care? They're like, no. I'm like, that's your fault. I'm like,
Yeah,
you
I
need
guess
Apple
so.
Care, bro.
Yeah. I don't know. What was I gonna say? I've never had that kind of issue though. I don't think I've ever even had to go to an Apple Care.
You're very gentle though on your products. Like I like as an editor, like that's why I'm like I understood where they're coming from. Like they take their Mac on the fly. Like
Sure.
when you use it as a tool, like you use it all the time, bro. Like I pull it out in places, start editing or something. You know what I mean? So it's like you don't really do that. You like
No, no, no.
you
I'm not
keep
talking
it
about just
there and stuff.
like a laptop, even the iPad, or all those kinds of things. So I just never
Oh, I
really
see. Well,
because.
no, I've never had an issue except for I've had an issue with my Mac too. Like
Mm-hmm.
because I like run this thing into the ground, bro. Like but like my phone never had an issue. Watch never an issue. AirPods right now, it's a glitching, but like it's not too big of an issue, so like whatever. But like yeah, no, Mac is great. You just need to buy Apple Care, bro. Like
Right. Yeah.
it's
And
it's
now they
weird
just
when
sell it
people don't.
for per month. You don't have to buy that a whole
That's what I'm
2 year
saying.
or
I'm like
whatever.
just
Yeah.
yeah, don't no, because that was the part that I hated because like after 2 years it would expire, um,
But
and
now it
like
doesn't. Yeah.
no, it doesn't. I'm like that's amazing. That's what I was waiting for, bro. Like or else I'd have to buy a new Mac every time it breaks. But
But
um,
they make so much money from Apple Care because a lot of people don't actually use it.
no, totally, yeah, I agree.
Right.
But it's like insurance for a car. It's like you should just have insurance
Sure.
for a
Sure.
car,
Yeah.
bro.
Yeah. 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 Yeah.
Yeah, although it's like mandatory to have insurance for a car. But you know what I'm saying? It's like why would you pay thousands of dollars out of pocket for yourself? Like probably just have insurance,
Hmm.
you know? Okay, so one thing I did want to bring up though, since you're speaking of Apple, I didn't even realize this was a function. But do you remember Google Earth? Like, did you like you showed me Google Earth, but like, were, were you ever like playing around with Google Earth? Was that ever a thing?
Probably before.
Okay, so I've never done that before. I've never played around with Google Earth. I remember you showing me some stuff, but I was like, "Nah, I don't know the limitations, whatever, right?" And apparently there was like a whole era, because Tara's younger than me, and like there was a whole era where that generation, or like not that generation, but like that cohort, when Google Earth came out, everyone was obsessed with Google Earth. They would like treat it like Sims, and they would like go around like they're like, "Oh, I didn't know that person had a pool. I didn't know that person had a backyard. Oh, look at," you know what I'm saying? And I was
Sure.
like, "Oh, that's weird." And then
Like the
like
satellite view you're talking about?
satellite view, bro. Dude, I didn't even know about satellite view. I was like,
What?
I was on my maps. I didn't know. I was like, what? And then like Tara was like, I
Oh,
can't
I
remember
use
what
it
it
for
was,
work a
but I was
lot,
like,
actually. Yeah.
oh yeah, dude, that word a video game. I didn't know satellite view existed. I thought it was just like the little thing. And then like she switched the toggle. I was like, what did you just do? And then I'm like,
How
dude, and
did
I
you not know? This has
obsessively
been there for
I
years.
know, dude, I know. And then I obsessively I went to like the Philippines and I
Oh, yeah,
screenshotted
yeah.
like where my parents' place was. I was like, Mom, Dad, do you see this? And then they're like, oh yeah, that place is like connected here. I'm like, what? Dude, we could just like
Yeah,
we
just
could
go.
roam
I mean, that
we
was the whole
could
point
roam the
of
earth.
Google Earth was, right? Like when you
That's what I mean. That's why I brought it
can
up. Yeah. I've never played with the Google Earth before. I was like, oh, that's weird, but
you
okay.
can ask them or not ask them, whatever. It is basically asking them if you don't want your house pictured. That's why some places can be blurry.
Okay, question about that. I don't know how that got set up, but Arvel was on Google and he's like, "Oh, what is the hack?" And I thought it was because I was blocked or something, but maybe my parents selected no. But if you go on Google Earth and then you look at my parents' house, it's like blurry. It's like data not there or something. It was like blocked out or something.
I'll take a look.
I
Yeah,
know.
there's a
Yeah,
way
and
to
I was
do
like,
that where people just want to keep their privacy. They don't want to show that what cars they have in front of their driveway or whatever it
yeah.
is. So you can actually tell them to blur your house.
Oh, I wonder how that worked. Because like, yeah, Arvel sent me a screenshot. And he's like, "Look, your house is like blocked." I'm like, "Am I being like blocked from everything?"
I don't know unless someone put it in with your address. I'm not sure.
Maybe, yeah, I don't know. It's weird. But anyways, like satellite view, that's a game, bro.
Hmm.
Like it's like we're in a video game, bro. Because like then I started to like walk from our apartment to like the area. I'm like, oh, I didn't know this was here, and like,
Oh, I do
you
that all the
know,
time. Oh my god.
dude, I didn't
I
know. It's so
like
crazy,
what I
bro.
don't like what I generally don't like about places is like, okay, if I'm going somewhere, what does a parking look like?
Wow, that's genius, bro. Yeah, I do not do this. Like
I've
I've been
always done
missing
this.
out. I've been missing out. Oh my God, that's crazy. I thought it was just the like the lines.
No.
Yeah, it's a hack, bro. If you don't think we're living in a video game era now and you like just turn on Google Apple satellite view, like bro, we're in a video game.
Mhm.
You know, like yeah. Yeah.
Oh
Anyways.
yeah.
Final thought.
No. Interesting world. That's all.
It is an interesting world. It is actually wait, sorry. One last thing.
Okay.
Because it's kind of I just saw it right here and I'm like, I keep meaning to bring this up to you because you were so into this and I was not. And then we watched but we kind of got bored of it. But The Crown.
Oh, yeah.
You love that show, remember? Or do you finish it?
I haven't watched the newest ones.
Okay. I did not know how much tea there was in The
Oh,
Crown.
yeah. You're watching it now?
Okay. Oh, we stopped because it like the season we're on is so boring. He's like at sea. I think it's like season two. He's like doing tours and like it's about like him being on the ship. But season one was like, bro, what's going on?
Which one? Which king?
Her husband, Duke of Ed.
Oh, that guy. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah, he's like doing a world tour for his wife.
Sure. Oh, yeah,
And
yeah.
then like, okay. So I want to bring this up, and it's related to UFOs because I'm like, this is what we do. So, you know, people are like, oh, why would UFOs interbreed with us?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, the Duke of Ed did that, bro. Like in season two, they were going to like some jungle places and they were like sleeping with like the jungle women that didn't even look like them.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Almost like if you were an alien, wouldn't you do that too? You know?
Well, I don't know. It depends on what.
It depends. I'm just saying it's like We do that, so it's kind of weird.
No, but
Okay, the other
we
thing.
can't
Yeah.
compare them to necessarily to us. Like we don't know what actually,
Oh,
ar-
anthropomorphize. Yeah, totally,
yeah,
bro.
arouses them.
For sure. I'm just saying. I'm just saying. But like, see, the other thing is the fact that we put so much emphasis on the king and queen, and the queen showed that she had no education.
Hmm.
I'm like, bro, we are apes. Like, why does everybody believe in this king and queen and they have no education? Oh, please, UFOs kill us now, bro. Like, why are you the leader?
Hmm.
She
Well,
didn't know
she doesn't
math.
do
Remember?
anything, anyways. But
But why are we like, she has a lot of power. She doesn't do anything, but she has a lot of power.
yeah,
Like, they required her to go to war. Remember? They're like, hey, we need you to rally the troops, get them excited.
yeah,
It's like, bro, they don't do
she's
anything.
yeah, but that's why it's just getting like what's it called? It's like ceremonial. It's not really. They don't really have any power. They have to just
It's a, yeah, I know what you're saying. A figurehead.
yeah, just a figurehead. This is the way that their monarch stays alive. Because their monarch wouldn't have been alive if they didn't do a democracy type,
No, totally, totally. All I'm saying, and then she
right?
even brought up like, Britain. She rules Britain, so like Britain has reaches towards the whole earth, and it makes you think about like
Yeah, that's the whole
America.
line of the sun never sets on Britain, Great Britain.
Yeah, right. Okay, okay. So they are the colonials, bro.
Hmm.
Like if you watch that show, you're like, oh, Britain colonized everything, and their leader has zero education. And remember, they're like, how come I have no education? Oh, you don't need to learn that because that's like for peasants or something. They said.
Yeah. So this is not even the queen. It's not let's say it's not the queen's decision. This is the system's decision.
And that's what I'm saying. I'm like, we're talking about like hidden black budget programs for UFOs. I'm like, you're like, dude, that's not real, whatever, whatever. And it's like, have you seen The Crown? Because that's the craziest thing ever. Like, people literally worship this lady. Like, there was the scene when she was getting like becoming the queen, and they put like the oil on her head, the oil on her like heart or something. And then like they wouldn't televise that part because like mere mortals are not allowed to watch the divinity of God entering into like a queen. I'm like, what are you saying right now, bro?
Yeah.
Like, what are you saying?
Yeah.
This is like cosplay, bro. Like, you know what I mean? Like, how crazy are human beings that we believe that putting some oil on this like girl's head turns her from like a 20-year-old into like divinity?
Hmm.
It's storytelling, bro.
Yeah.
Like the world is run off storytelling. Even she said like, or like the king's brother who was like breaking it down. He's like, she went from like a 20-year-old girl to like a goddess.
Hmm.
And it's like, and then she herself is like, I don't even know how to manage this because I'm just a human being.
Yeah.
And then you think about Jesus, you think about Buddha.
Hmm.
You're like, dude, are they just the same thing?
They're all just the same thing.
And that is one of the fears. Like, are we going to like deify aliens if they come? Because they did say that. They're like if aliens show up,
Yeah.
like, remember in that scene, she did the sign of the cross to the girl who was like channeled, Emily Blunt's
Yeah.
character.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
She's like, I don't want to be anyone's religion.
Yeah.
Okay, I didn't say this, but I'm going to say it right now. It's a small thing. But if you really look into UFOs, they truly think that Jesus was, I think I said this earlier actually, Jesus and Buddha were channeled. So, like, that scene where she was on the train and she was like, I don't want this power. I don't want this power. Take this from me. It's too much. It's too much. That was like a Jesus moment
Hmm.
because he
Hmm.
had that in the, like, he was going to be crucified and he asked God, like, can you take this cup from me?
Right.
But like, and then God's like, God's will be done. Because they even said it in the movie too, but by God's will be done, right? And that's like, yeah, because fun fact, like it might turn out that all these religions are based off of, like, it might just be a cargo cult. We might be worshiping the wrong thing.
Hmm. Yeah. Nothing deserves your worship, I think.
I like that. And that's how we will end it, Fish. Nothing deserves your worship. Remember that.
Hmm.
It's a good line. It's a good line. That's a good line. All right. Till next week. Take it easy, Fish.
Peace.
Bye.
Bye.